Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
Yo! What's up, everyone? This is episode 102.
102.9
KBL. No.
Only motherfuckers in the Bay Area will get that.
Okay.
What up? This is your boy Busby.
And over here is JC No
Alex! Martine.
Yo.
And we got another.
This is the great. I'm back again.
Yeah, she had to come back because she is a Shady fan, just like myself. And don't matter how our weekends were. Let's get right into it.
Oh, I got some shit I want to say.
Oh, what you got to say? Oh.
First of all, I am now an accredited audio engineer.
Oh,
of this past
congratulations.
Hey.
And to celebrate, I thought I was going to die this past weekend.
Whoa.
Damn.
Don't be saying that shit.
No,
You've
legit.
been with me all weekend. What you mean?
I had them sharp ass pains on my side.
Oh yeah, them sharp ass pains. Yeah. I was being optimistic, like you ain't dying, because I would have went to heaven or dragged your ass back. We got a podcast to do. You think I'm playing?
Right?
You think I'm playing? No, you laughing. You ever see Frighteners? Michael J. Fox?
Nah, that shit was
Yeah.
No, that shit actually hurt. Like, I thought it was just basic ass like soreness from working out, and then it went from like some soreness to it's actually feeling tight. So I'm like, all right, maybe it's just what I guess. And then Friday came, and then the shit felt like somebody was like literally like stabbing me as I'm in the car driving for work, and I'm like, fuck.
And from the side of your shit?
Yeah, like it was all up and down, and like just the whole left region was caught, and so that I'm like thinking worst case scenario of everything. Like fuck. Now I got to take off work. Probably got to have open surgery, all this and that. And I finally go see somebody, and then they're like, do a whole bunch of tests. They're like, nah, like it could be one of two things. You just either got a really bad muscle strain, or you got a really bad gas bubble that's caught and it's hitting your large intestine. And I was like, well, I didn't work out this week. So it must have been that damn king egg roll that I had on Tuesday.
That sounds like some shit from, what's it called? Dr. Pimple Popper. You ever watch that shit?
No, but I don't think I would want to after.
Oh my god, you need to watch that show. That's like a guilty pleasure. You used to see the shit she be popping.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm telling
good.
you.
Some of that shit looks like oatmeal.
It does, but it's like so disgusting, but you can't help but watch. It's like,
It's like a horrible train wreck.
yes, it's amazing. There's this one dude had a big ass gulp on it, like a big ass ball on his knee.
Oh, the air attendant or
Or
something.
whatever what he was.
Yeah.
And then she popped that shit. That shit oozed out like milk and oatmeal. It was like, ugh, but
Ay,
yeah.
Dios mío.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I loved it. So
Now you can look away. Nah, I feel
couldn't
you.
look away.
For real.
But I'm glad you're still here, Nyoko.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, everything was, it worked out.
But for me, I was kind of having after the podcast last week, I was kind of feeling, I don't know, something was up. I was just damn near in my feelings about some shit. I don't know what was going on. But then I was just at work, one work. I was like waiting for my shift to be over. Then I just casually looked on Twitter and I saw a tweet that said, Eminem dropped a new album. Nigga! Give me a hell yeah! I was like, looking around. Everyone was like, exactly.
Bro, okay, so I want to ask you though, around what time was this?
9 o'clock.
Okay, because Friday night for me, I had randomly, because I had been in my feelings, like things aren't going good at work. And I remember, like, going to my Spotify.
This is our Beyonce
Eminem,
moment.
And because I wanted to listen to, like,
something angry.
Anything Eminem. And I was like, oh, what? No,
What's that?
What? So then I screenshotted it and I hit you on Twitter and I was like, oh, sir, I don't know if I'm late or what.
And then you saw my timeline, nigga!
Right?
First of all,
Because at first I was going to be mad at you for not responding to me on Twitter, but then you did. So.
What was the what?
That's not the first time she heard about M dropping a new album.
Oh.
I texted to her right as it happened, and you texted to Martine and I, and then I called her to say goodnight, and I reminded her again, oh yeah, M dropped another album, so that's pretty much what I'm going to be listening to all day tomorrow.
You fucking right.
And then she waited until the very next evening to then realize that he had dropped an album.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. That's what happened.
I feel like there's a lot of judgment going on.
There ain't no judgment over here. I knew what was going to happen.
Hey, you know what? Because of Busby, I purposely waited 3 days to actually listen to this album. So.
Petty ass. Yep. Petty ass niggas. I don't give a fuck. I was just defending M's honor this whole weekend on Twitter. Why? Because I'm a stan like that. You motherfuckers.
Was I not the one retweeting in your mentions with the clapping hands? Do yo Googles.
Niggas. Y'all got anything to say?
Well, we're missing a computer charger, so at any given point, this could probably go out.
Just keep going.
So let's start with the ending first, and in case that we get to that, we don't have to get to that later. So
hit us on Twitter.
Yeah,
Mr. Busby 408.
You can hit me on all my social media. JC No Hunts.
And Beats be killing them. Every social media outlet.
The only way you can hit me is Twitter, Rissa_the_great.
Anyway, let's dive into this. Eminem, Kamikaze was the explosion. Yes, this is his 10th studio album, right?
Nothing was good.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what I need.
That sounds like a Kamikaze. Anyway, yeah, this is his 10th studio album, right?
I don't know. You're the stand.
Yeah, okay. Infinite, Slim Shady, Marsha Matters, Eminem Show Encore, Relapse, Recovery, Marsha Matters LP 2, that bitch ass bullshit, Kamikaze.
Oh, so revival.
Boom. It never happened. So
yes,
it happened, but it was like a nap.
It was like a nap. Yeah.
It happened.
So if y'all remember listening to episode 70 last year, I went in on this album extremely, extremely hard. You remember that, JC?
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things I said was that Rick Rubin needs to stay the fuck away from him. So when you look at executive producer, you just saw executive produced by Slim Shady and Dr. Dre. Rick Rubin was nowhere on this. Already on. That's all I saw. And then all I saw was the track list, and I'm like, oh my, I saw Jonah Lucas, and then I saw some other chick. I didn't give a damn. I saw Jonah Lucas. I was like, oh, M's rapping. He's rapping. I don't even have to listen to it.
You rapping.
I just saw Paul had a skit.
Yes, he saw Paul Rosenberg. That's how you knew it was going to be fire.
I was like, all right, now we back to business.
Now we back to business. So, I don't know where to start. I'm the stand.
Let's just jump into track one, because let's be
Royce the 5'9's on it too.
I'm here.
Track one, Ringer. Oh yes, as soon as I heard it and he used his regular voice, I'm like, oh, he's back. Oh, he's rapping normal.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he back. Mm-hmm. And he just got at everybody, and I'm like, yes. JC,
what are your 2 cents on The Ringer? I'm very interested to hear it.
It was great.
Martine.
It's cool.
Fuck y'all. So
I just said it was great, and then all of a sudden,
cool is like my highest. You know what I mean? I don't go no higher than that. But that's
my thing. Is like I'm getting very much like lukewarm tap water from JC and Martine, and
well, there's things I want you guys to get out the way so we can get to in particular.
But what is there to get to?
There's a lot.
Okay, but when Revival was such a, let's just call it a letdown for lack of better words.
It was trash.
And he came, straight basura. So he came with this, and The Ringer was the opener. Y'all ain't clapping your hands?
It was great. I don't know what else needs, like...
It was great.
Okay. It was great.
As an M fan?
I just thought it would be, a little bit more...
They're not M fans like us.
Maybe
they're
I'm
not core
for more
M
dramatics.
fans. See, so after that, it goes to The Greatest, which was produced by Mike Will Made It, and I was like, okay, he's back in his bag.
Yes, this is where I was,
Yeah. Greatest in the world. Yeah. Craig.
In the world.
I was a fan of the
I was here for it.
Hey, I love that damn. Revival didn't go viral.
I like that line.
Yeah, I did it too. You should have saw my tweets. I had Kendrick.
I did see it. I did see it.
He was his head out the window like, 3 tracks in. And then, you didn't like Greatest. Whatever. And then, Lucky You with Jonah Lucas.
That was another standout.
Oh my God. That's like an undeniable just... when M just started, Jonah Lucas' verse was dope.
I was gonna say that.
How Jonah was rapping from the underground perspective and shit, and then he was rapping from the what's it called? And then M came in rapping as the heavyweight, and they were just both. And when he said, "I'm not cracker," I was like, "Oh yes." He was rapping his ass off. Both of them were. And then Paul comes in, and then I was just, and then it
the
lets
Paul
you know.
It really warmed my heart. I really loved it.
And it lets you know that the album is self-aware of what it is, because throughout the album, he is pretty much saying "fuck you" to everyone that hated on Revival, including us. I'm gonna say he's talking to me and JC too. He was talking to us too. But yeah, that's what happened on that one. So then after that, it goes into Stepping Stone. That for me, no, that's not Stepping Stone. I'm skipping Normal. Yeah, you like that one?
Okay, I've been waiting to talk about this one. Normal touched my heart in such a way.
You like them dark ass relationship M records?
Love
yes,
songs.
she does.
Because as you guys know, Kim is my favorite love song.
Oh my god, man!
And Normal gave me not Kim vibes, but it gave me Crazy in Love vibes.
Wow, you taking it back. That's encore right? Crazy in Love, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're the leg to my tail.
Yeah. I know.
My face. Yeah, no. It gave me that, and I was like, oh, a dark M love song. I was so happy because I feel like his past few albums, the emotional tracks we got were Bad Husband and
he's given
Headlights, where he is
apologize to his mama.
Right, where he's kind of saying sorry, which I love those tracks, and both of those tracks actually make me cry because it's like, wow, grown man saying sorry. He knows he's done some damage, but it's like with Normal, it's like he wasn't saying sorry. He didn't have to say sorry. He was crazy in love. He was that dark, and I told JC this, those dark M love songs touch my heart in such a special way. So Normal is literally my favorite on the album. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. It was blah to me, but I understood the whole concept. It was Slim Shady, so I'm like...
It was...
Okay. See?
I loved it. I love Normal. Because...
I love you, but I hope you fucking die, though. I love that part.
Because of being with JC, I become more of an album person. Before, I was a track person. Mm-hmm. Oh, I like this song. I like that song. So this coming out, I had the energy of, I need to listen to this whole album through, right? And once Normal hit, that was the first track that I was like, oh no, I gotta run this back another time. I gotta listen to this 3 more times because I just love it.
Oh, wow.
So I get how you guys are a little more lyrically
no, I got it, because
if you will, but I loved that fucking song.
I get it, because M has been in his relationship bag for the past few albums. He's been randomly talking about love for whatever fucking reason. It didn't really fit,
or lack thereof.
Yeah, it didn't really fit the mood of this album, the way the concept is. If he's saying fuck you to everybody and fuck you to this bitch that we don't know, but whatever. So then it goes into the M calls Paul, and that phone call is the type of phone call that I give JC when I'm pissed off. Does that sound right, JC?
Sounds about right.
When I'm pissed off about something, I call JC and vent to him sometimes, especially the way M was cussing and how mad he was. I'm like, he sounds like me when I'm mad.
He was like stuttering almost. He was like, and I think I found his fucking address.
This Yahoo motherfucker. He's in Michigan.
I can't even pronounce his name, but
you fucking moron. That was funny.
I think the funniest thing about that was he was talking and you could hear in the background the Google Maps.
Left.
Yeah,
turn
that was
left.
the funniest thing about that whole thing.
Turn right here. Okay.
And then for me personally, you saw how Normal was personal to you. Stepping Stone was personal to me as a D12 fan, because I became a D12 fan first.
This is probably the most important track on the album.
As an Eminem fan, this had to be the most important one, because after I bought Devil's Night. Devil's Night was the first M album I actually went out and purchased before I went.
So you became
D12,
a D12 fan, and then segued into being an Eminem fan. Okay, that's interesting to me.
And then as soon as I heard that, as soon as he was talking, I'm like, when he was rapping, I'm like, oh damn. Then when he just pretty much said D12's over, I felt that way after Proof died, because Proof was the leader of D12. He was. Yeah.
And the way he said it so raw, and he was just open, and he's like, the friendship's not over.
But D12 is done.
And not even just so much saying that line, but how he went into depth about feeling
Guilty.
I left you guys behind, but I didn't mean to. Maybe at the BET Awards, we could have got more features. And by the way, I think it was Blizzard he shouted out for Rockstar, which I'm not going to lie.
Oh, Bizarre.
Blizzard.
Yeah, Bizarre.
I'm not good with it because I was an M fan,
Rockstar.
whatever. But I'm saying, he paid
rockstar.
reverence to all of these men that were important to him. And it meant something to me because not only did he do it as people he was in a group with, but men that I know, he's had personal conversations with each and every one of these men. I believe that in my heart. And then he just did what an artist is supposed to do, and he had to put it on wax.
He should have did that on Revival. He didn't have to do it on this album, but
okay, let's talk about it.
No, we get to that later. We get to the later, my overall opinion. Then we get to Not Alike, which is another standout to me because Take Keith, fuck these crackers up, not niggas, crackers. Take Keith.
Shout out to Take Keith. I just found out he goes to MTSU. That's the school I went to, yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's actually still in school right now.
So Drake and M and fucking...
And Travis Scott, he's got all these hits.
His bills.
Yeah, and he's going to school, living life right now.
Hey.
And I know why he's there. He's the recording industry program.
Of course.
Yeah. That's actually the perfect atmosphere for him to be in. You're there learning. You don't have to worry about anything with finances now because that's taken care of pretty much for your immediate future. But then you get to absorb the energy that you just created like that.
Drake,
that's crazy.
Travis, and now Eminem.
Yeah.
And it was damn near, and it was JB Blockboy too, because it was the same beat. The look-alike beat. Yeah, it was another version of it. And I like that damn record because Royce did his shit like he's always does, but then M came on there and he just... The way I could describe the way he rapped on that second verse was the equivalent of Michael Jackson and the Black Panther sequence when he was dancing his ass off, just effortlessly. That's what M was doing, just effortlessly, just doing it like nothing. And it was like,
and that's why he's the greatest, and that's why he's a GOAT, and that's why he's so talented. Because when you get him in his element for real, he shows up.
Even sent that little shot to MGK that had me go back and do my research, and I heard MGK's little...
You did your Googles?
When I read it, I was like, MGK sent a shot to M, so I had to do my research, and it was the No Reason, the Mosh Pit song that was on Tech Nine's album, and it was the last verse. It was what's his name, MGK, and it was a clear sub shot at M. Clear. It was the clearest day, and M just sent his receipt. And he's already pissed off, so he wanted to make an example out of him. But, MGK responded. We'll get to that in a bit. And then there's Kamikaze. I was blah about it, but he was rapping. I like the second half. And I don't really care about nice guy, good guy, or Venom.
Okay, maybe I'm slow, but I saw that Venom was a part of...
the Venom soundtrack for the movie.
But for...
Venom.
Batman?
No, for Venom.
Venom.
But... Okay, that's fine.
Remember the Black Spider-Man? When the Spider-Man cartoons, there was a black version of him. It was like an alien because it would have this tongue that would open up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're making a movie.
And M just did, yeah. I hated that hook. Venom, 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 Venom.
I thought it was... How I felt about the whole album, it was like you're craving burger and fries. You're craving that meal. You're craving it. And you're eating it. And then it's so, so great. And then you're full. And then you have those little bagglers, those little fries. And you're just kind of sitting back and you're eating them one by one. They're kind of cold. No big deal. But you're eating them anyways because they're there. Those were the last 3 tracks of Kamikaze for me. Nice Guy, and Venom. It was eating the cold bagglers. They're not
That's
horrible.
A good way to describe it.
But it's I've already had my foodgasm, if you will. I've eaten the meat of it. I've been hyped up. I've been full. I'm so satisfied. And now I'm just lounging.
We left off one track on there because that's a whole discussion. But overall, my opinion, this album was just something he needed to get off his chest before he goes back into the Batcave for 5 years.
Absolutely. That's how I feel.
Now, was him complaining about the Backlash to Revival corny? He actually, it kind of was. I have to admit that. He's no different than Nicki in a way.
He order ass.
Only problem.
I see none.
Only difference between him and Nicki is that he decided to go in the booth instead of going in the radio.
Which is okay. What do we expect artists to do?
Take it all on the booth and let it go.
Exactly.
So which
is what M did. So because JC said the same thing to me. oh, well, he's whining. Oh, well, that was kind of corny and woo whoop and like,
JC
okay, but what was he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do?
Make better music, but he did.
And he did.
And as a core M fan, as the biased side, if I could be biased, he did exactly what I want him to do. He did that. Fuck everybody. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're cool. And go see Venom. I'm out.
Right, which as a real M fan, he actually didn't even get me to go see Venom because clearly I didn't know what that was. But what I'm saying is, he was upset about something. He's sitting there, he's not stupid, reading comments.
Pissing himself off, watching reaction videos.
Right, and he's getting angrier and angrier. He's reading articles. And he went in the booth and he was like, fuck y'all.
Revivals.
And he put it on wax. And he openly said, you know what, maybe this wasn't my best project, but I'm still Eminem, so watch your fucking mouth. Pretty much. That's all I ever wanted to hear.
And that leads into the one track we left off called Fall. Now, JC, what's your opinion?
Well, there's still... Just talk on the surface first about Fall, because there's still... We gotta go back. That's the reason why I was saying let's go through the track list first, and then we can revisit these certain tracks. Yeah. Because there's a method to what you were saying, the fuck you, you're cool. Mm-hmm. Like, so now that we have the track list done, before we get in depth with that, let's go back a little bit. So, the you're cool, Kendrick, Cole, Big Sean, Joyner Lucas, Logic, missing? And Hopsin.
Who was missing? Just say it. Who was missing?
Drake.
There you go! For the second year in a row, an MC gave credit to J. Cole and Kendrick and left his name off. Pusha T was the first.
Are we putting Drake in the same category as...
No, the point I'm saying...
Cole and
the point I'm
Kendrick
making is that...
even Eminem?
The point,
sales-wise, you kind of have to.
When it comes to respect...
Like, when you're talking about the actual artistry...
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the hip-hop, when it comes to overall the OGs that respect the craft... Mm-hmm. Drake doesn't get that recognition. Yeah. They only give J. Cole and Kendrick that recognition.
Right. Because by all means, if we're talking money, if we're talking numbers, I mean, Drake needs a standing ovation. I'm not willing to count him out of that race. But if we're talking about lyrics and message and all of that stuff, if I'm Eminem and I'm talking about Kendrick and J. Cole, no. Drake, you don't get to be a part of that conversation.
He mentioned them, though. He did mention them. JC?
Who?
Drake. Eminem mentioned him a little bit on it, but he kept it pretty subliminal in a way.
I wasn't paying attention. That's the first I've noticed
the one when he mentioned the ghostwriting and the reference tracks.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to
that. Okay.
Because, see, my thing is he was naming names, so if he was naming names, there was no reason to have subs.
But
that could have been at anybody.
Yeah, now, that's how I feel.
Yeah, but then again, that's true. But then again... Paul Rosenberg, this is my, in the words of Joe Budden's conspiracy theory, Busby, Paul Rosenberg is Jew, Drake is Jew, he's cool with them, so probably M just had to do it in a way that, I don't know.
That didn't offend Paul as well,
didn't offend Paul, but he made it very clear.
When has M done something that he gives a fuck about everybody else? Like, that robs his artistry. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't take it as a subliminal. I thought he was just saying that in general.
That's true. But you know how Drake is, and he best not get cute. Because if he can't respond to a guy who made fun, that mentioned his parents, that mentioned his secret porn star of a baby mama, and said that your best friend is dying, you gotta say like a pimp named Slickback, then what makes you think he should say anything to any rapper, let alone Eminem?
Yeah. So those were the safe ones, and actually Hopsin was so enthralled by it, like, he pretty much came in his pants like 100 times over, and then went and got on social media and was like, "Now I'm ready to go back in the studio. I'm so inspired." And so now we're probably gonna get a Hopsin album by the end of the year.
I tried listening to Hopsin, but he reminds me too much of M. If I'm gonna listen to M, I'm gonna listen to M. So
yeah, but he's dope. He's dope lyricist.
Oh yeah, he's really dope. I'll give him that.
How he arranges his. Really, he's a good storyteller.
Oh yeah, he got that from M. Yeah, he really got it from M.
But I started that out. So now let's go back to The Ringer, because The Ringer. The reason why I said it was great was I wasn't going to go overboard with it, so we could dive into it just a little bit. So there's names that he drops there. All throughout. There's Vince Staples, Lil Yachty, Lil Pump, Lil Xan, Charlemagne, and your favorite, the whole ass motherfucker in Office.
He didn't really say his name, he called him Orange.
Orange Agent.
Agent Orange.
Agent Orange.
Yeah.
Didn't say his name. Didn't say his name. He called him Agent Orange.
But only one person can send the Secret Service, so we knew who he was talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the second time the Secret Service came to his house.
Right. So that's why I said it was great. Where now you address that stuff. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Not alike. Royce name dropped some people, but he went a different direction.
Yeah, his was...
He name dropped some porn stars.
Wow, you actually have... Wow. You know these porn stars, huh?
Yeah. You don't follow them on social media? They're funny as hell. No, they're like legit. They're funny as women. Like, besides their work, which I've been familiar with, they're also funny as followers. Like, so Capri Styles and Maya G, he gave them shouts out. Maya G actually went out and then Maya G's funny as hell.
She's a porn star? Wow.
She's former. She had the meme of Blue when she's looking down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And then it was like when you're looking at people who aren't mentioned in an Eminem song, and then she goes "Mood Forever," and then Royce retweeted and goes, "That's right, tell him, Queen."
Here for that.
Which on another note, like speaking of porn stars, real quick, there's one named Kelsey Monroe. She just said that her latest fuck-a-fan is now gonna be her baby daddy, which means I guess her fuck-a-fan
went raw.
Yeah.
Wow.
They have fuck-a-fans?
Okay.
Yeah.
Porn stars have that?
They've been had that for a long time.
Oh. I did not know.
This isn't anything new. This is
Damn, you must really go into the culture
the porn
like that.
star fan base is what you're surprised about? Or?
No, the fuck-a-fan.
Oh.
That's been going on. They've been had.
I never knew that.
They've been had videos of them doing that.
I need to look these up.
Clearly you ain't hardcore.
I'm not hardcore enough. I just get it in and get it out and be disgusted.
I mean, you don't even got to be hard. You don't even got to be hardcore to know that. Like, that's kind of.
You guys ever read the comments on porn websites? No.
Wreck her.
Oh God.
Anyway.
Pornhubs are the best.
And X videos.
But,
anyway, so go on.
Yeah. So he was doing that, but M was basically saying, "Yeah, I got shots for MGK," and that led to.
I like the R. Kelly's like, "I know who you are, Kelly."
Okay, I'm not the only one who thought that was beautiful.
That was like, triple entendre. Don't even ask me how.
Yeah, it was dope. It was great. We'll dive into that a little bit more because obviously Kelly responded back, and he responded back very well. And that is something I actually want
to give a little more comment about.
Now, Fall is. That's when where he gets into with the juggernauts.
That's when he just said,
"Yeah,
get the gunshot." He just let it all out. There we go. Yeah, hit it hard.
I guess.
I feel like this was the one where he was really
he let it all
naming names, and
that's so refreshing to hear.
I feel like he was standing in his front yard with a shirt off and said, "I fucking dare you."
That's how I felt. He was on the roof like Punch said with his fucking sniper and just shooting at everybody. Headshots. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he goes at Charlemagne, Joe Budden, Academics, Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt, the Grammy Committee, and then he went at Lord Jamar.
I think the one that hurt me the most was Joe. That kind of hurt me because damn, that's your label mate. Tyler and Earl, they had that coming because they've been talking shit. But because Tyler and Earl, Taylor, is it Tyler or Taylor? Tyler.
Tyler the Creator?
Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt, they got their whole swag from Eminem. If you listen to their first mixtapes, Bastard and Earl's,
yeah.
So that's like a Slim Shady LP cover band. That's what Odd Future used to be like. They got their whole swag, the concept, the genre, that was all M. And Tyler's a huge M because Tyler's a huge Eminem fan because he said he loved Relapse. He told him when he met him, and then when he was releasing all this new shit, he was very vocal and he said that M shit's been trash. Earl did too. He was very vocal about it. Even when Walk on Water came out, he said it was trash. So, yeah.
The Joe Budden line I wasn't feeling. Not because I'm a fan of Joe, but it was the cadence didn't work, how he flowed didn't work. Like, actually, if it wasn't for reading the bars beforehand, because obviously at that point, everything had surfaced by the time I listened to it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Had it not been for actually reading the lyrics, I would have never known that he was going after Joe. Like, it went by that quickly.
Wow, that quick? I caught it really quickly.
Like, because he sounded like he was, like, running out of breath on a run-out sentence.
Bitches.
Yeah.
My thing was, I was more confused by the Joe Budden line. Because from what I knew, and again, I don't have as much knowledge as you gentlemen, but from what I know, Joe's a part of Slaughterhouse, and that was M's project, and I have heard Joe speak highly of M, even when he was criticizing his work. I thought there was some sort of brotherhood there. So to hear M kind of diss Joe on wax like that, I was to hear M blatantly
say fuck you
Joe on that. I was really, really confused, and I was like, "What? Wait, what did I miss?" Honestly, it was just a surprise.
See, I remember me and JC talked about this earlier this year when the rumor came out that he was someone personally, like in my DMs, told me that he went at Joe, and I was thinking it was just going to be one track that he went single-handedly at Joe, but I guess he was probably talking about this track because he went at everybody, and to me, it was kind of refreshing because it's like now we finally have rappers or a rapper, old school rapper that keeps it old school, doesn't keep it subliminal.
And says name.
Says name.
Oh yeah, and I'm all for that.
Thank you.
I'm super glad that I was able to be like, oh shit, M was mad at Joe, and I didn't have to pick it apart and find the rhyme.
Just like what Joe Budden did to Drake, he said it directly. Fuck you. And Lord Jamar too. I'm kind of happy he
name names. It makes it so much easier.
And I'm happy he went at Lord Jamar too, because Lord Jamar has always been trying to downplay M's legacy, just like all these other niggas on fucking social media trying to downplay who the fuck he is.
Yeah, I still don't understand the hype in trying to rewrite history,
revise history.
Yeah,
we talked about this.
I saw it yesterday, and I was just like,
I started it. I'm the one that's. And then I guess it kind of because niggas tried to tell me that he was not the top rapper in 2002.
Yeah, 2002 was Eminem's year.
Are you kidding me?
Dead ass. They kept. I don't want to get into.
Again, we will just repeat it. Number one album, number one single, number one movie, and the number one soundtrack to the film. That was it.
And the top tour. Signed 50 Cent.
I was about to say, and at the end of the year, what was it? In the Club dropped, and that was how 2002 ended.
Game over. Don't talk to me.
Like, come on now.
I was so mad. And then niggas were trying to tell me that Nelly had a better year.
It wasn't that hot in her.
Right now. Hang on, I'm gonna test something real quick.
You gotta hit it hard.
I did.
Alright. Damn, I had a joke. Anyway, so Stepping Stone talked about D12. So fall, you were kind of just like, what? How did you feel overall about that track? Oh yeah, and then the whole faggot shit when he called Tyler a faggot.
Yeah, he wasn't the only one that got backlash for that this week. On a side note, Doja Cat came out when she was wilding with her tweet.
She's been I wanted to love her so bad, but I think she said some stupid shit about my LGBT community, and then she said some dumb shit about
she only dates white men.
Only fucks white men, and then the Tamara Mallory just jumped out. She just it was just bad.
I'm gonna read it like the current president in office.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you gotta do it.
Oh God.
I called a couple people faggots when I was in high school in 2015. Does this mean I don't deserve support? I've said faggot roughly like 15,000 times in my life. Does saying faggot mean you hate gay people? Do I hate gay people? I don't think I hate gay people. Gay is okay.
That sounds just like him.
Yeah.
Right? The way my man does voices is actually pretty extraordinary.
Now replace faggots with niggers and replace gay people with black people.
Yeah, she just she wilding. That's like the best way to put it. She's wilding.
Yeah.
And it's so horrible because after she released that statement, every picture that has dropped of her, she looks horrid.
That's what happens when you.
And then they showed the feet picture.
Whoa, I didn't see that.
Dios mío.
She got feet like she plays in the NFL.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
it's not a good look.
Shit.
But surprisingly, I've seen some situations where people have come back from worse. So only time will tell. But as of now, does not look good for Doja Cat.
But we all embraced her so much, and then just like I said,
didn't. I was like, whatever.
I liked her.
She was like,
I wasn't really like tripping on her like that though.
She was like,
she was cute enough, and she had a
so was Tinashe. She cute enough.
Right, but Tinashe, she had her little album. Right. She sold her 1,000 copies, and then she went on about her black ass business.
She basically came on record and she was like, "Bitch, you a fag. Bitch, you a fag.
And I hate niggers.
Do I hate gays? No,
niggers. And I hate white people." Anyway, back to this M album.
Yes.
So fall, we're still on it. So, what's your overall opinion about the album?
Okay, so my overall opinion is that this album's a great fucking bounce back from Revival.
Yes.
Not only is it a great bounce back from Revival, but it's clearly the best thing he's dropped this decade.
Over Relapse?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Can I interject?
Let you...
Because I feel like everyone keeps saying, because I've had conversations about this album with my mother, with my brother, with my father, because let's believe I've been an M fan forever, right? Mm-hmm. So he dropped an album, I'm texting my family. And I asked my brother, and I was like, who was 18 years old, just for context, and I was like, oh, how'd you feel about this album? The first thing he said, he was like, because he's not a super huge M fan.
Yeah, he's young.
You know?
Yeah.
Right. But he was like, it was better than Revival. I asked my mom, hey, did you get to listen to the M album? And she's like, yeah, I listened to it with your dad, and we're going to party because we ain't got no kids. And I'm like, you're still a whole mother, never mind. I still, forget it. You're dramatic, forget it. But what the general consensus I'm hearing over, like, even from my immediate family and over social media, is they keep saying, oh, it's better than Revival. Oh, it's better than Revival. Oh, it's better than Revival. What I want is I want to hear about Kamikaze as a body of work from Eminem. So, babe, I'm interested to hear how you feel about it as just an Eminem project, because you literally, and I'm going to say this hand to God, you can put anything up against Revival and it's going to be better. Because Revival wasn't it.
This is pretty much how I look at it. This was his More Life. And now when I say this is his More Life, is that when Drake dropped Views, it had so much anticipation, and it was, even though it sold very well critically, people didn't really like it. They were really lukewarm about it. Mm-hmm. So Drake went back in the studio and made, I call it a makeup album, and when he released More Life, everyone was like, oh, this is a shitload better than fucking Views. Mm-hmm. And even I said it. Am I right, JC? Mm-hmm. So this was his way of making up for Revival. So,
but I guess that's the part I have a problem with, because I don't feel like someone as great as Eminem has to make up for shit.
You would think that.
So even though Revival was maybe a 2, maybe it wasn't great, maybe it wasn't what we expected, maybe it wasn't whatever, it was still put out by an artist who could put out something like that. And I told JC this the other day. Maybe this was his passion project. Yeah. Maybe he was experimenting with different sounds. He was clearly at the point in his career where he felt like he could do so.
And he said that in the LL interview, actually.
Right? He didn't get the ratings or the views or the sales or whatever, but it doesn't matter because I'm Eminem, and regardless, fuck you, I'm sitting in my mansion, doesn't matter. So, I'm going to put out what I want to put out. But he's also not stupid, and he's also still human. So he's sitting back. Think about it.
Damn, you taking all the words out of my mouth. Shit.
And something you're passionate about, and something that you do for real, and people are saying, this is garbage, this is basura, this is trash,
watching the reaction videos.
This is reaction videos. This is in the time of YouTubers. He didn't come up in that era, but he's seeing all of these things. So, of course, he did what I would want my favorite artist to do, any artist to do, is come back and put it on wax. So he came back with Kamikaze and said, fuck y'all.
First, he gave us a warning on Chloroseptic.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Thank you. So that was the warning shot, and y'all still didn't listen, so now I gotta come back with 11 tracks. You're welcome.
13.
2 skits.
2 skits. Okay, yeah, true.
So...
Paul spit that fire, too.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like... I don't want to call this a quote-unquote comeback. I don't want to call this a makeup album. I don't want to call this anything but Eminem putting out another project.
Yeah.
This is another Eminem project.
There's one issue with that. He basically said it was a makeup album during the album.
And that's where it lost. And then what you were saying was that he's an artist. What if he wants to experiment? He didn't, but he didn't experiment on Encore when he was making all them fucked up weird ass noises.
Yep.
He didn't experiment on Relapse when he was.
Yes, he did.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't experimenting then.
Right, but he was experimenting then, and everyone was just like, oh, whatever.
Right. So he said.
Whatever. So we got to experiment. Then he got to experiment on Revival. And everyone was like, no.
He said on Revival in the LL Cool J interview that he wanted to make an album that could be presented to everybody. So he was like, okay, I can put the rap shit here.
Right. No. But what I'm saying is that you can't use the, well, what if he was experimenting? Because that's the reason why people were falling off the Eminem train and jumping off, was because he was doing albums where he was experimenting. Motherfuckers wasn't feeling it.
Exactly.
I skydived.
Like,
that
he was, like, there's a difference between M on drugs, which is what we clearly got on this,
M was on
and
drugs.
then M, like, fucking ODing and overlapping on Encore. Like, that was to the max, where it was just, like, noise. That's, like, certain songs. Certain songs don't even... You can't even believe that Eminem recorded certain songs on Encore.
So compared to Revival,
right? But what I'm saying is, if he was doing that for Revival, you got to take into account that people are fed up with him because he was still trying to test the waters. And
so
for somebody who was,
people have slowly been falling off. It wasn't just
Revival. It wasn't just people got to Revival and jumped off.
And now I'm done.
Encore was that pinpoint
for a few albums.
Now let's get to Marshall Mathers 2. Everybody got so excited when they saw Kendrick Lamar featured on a record, what happened? We didn't get a Kamikaze like record.
We didn't get no Jordan Lucas record.
So people were pissed off at him for that. So now we're getting to this point where he doesn't have a good track record, and that's the same thing.
Inconsistent.
It's the same thing. It's the theory, the Dark Knight theory. You could live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Yeah.
It's not coincidental that he just did his last record on this track was Venom. An anti-hero slash villain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the thing too is like, and
makes sense.
Maybe I'm wrong in this though. Like, I feel like Marshall Mathers LP has some good tracks. Like
2.
We're talking about 2, not the first one.
Right? No. Okay, Marshall Mathers LP 2.
Because Marshall Mathers LP is a classic.
Right. Okay, so
2 is not a classic.
Second one. But here's what I'm saying is.
Personally, I like it for a core M fan. Core M fan.
Well, I was about to say, like, for M fans.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I specifically say
it
that.
has like maybe 3 albums that you would be like, about, right?
There is Encore and Recovery and that bullshit.
Yeah,
and even I could dispute, which we won't get into, but Recovery.
5, right,
I remember Recovery helped me recover. I don't remember what dark.
Recovery, that's the only album I'm in about. Recovery
helped me recover from whatever shit I was going through. But my point with Marshall Mathers LP2 was like, I get that what you're saying, babe, was like, as time went on and he was kind of doing things, and his fans were like, come harder. But then it's like, how do you, as an M fan, hear Bad Husband?
Because
like that was huge growth to me. Like that
because you also got to factor in M just isn't a rapper. He's also a label owner. So now you get outside of his personal records and now go into Shady 2.0. So now people are pissed off with him for that because of Slaughterhouse, because of how he handled Yellow Wolf.
And then we got silently Shady 3.0.
So now you have a long-ass distance from Eminem's show. We could even include 8 Mile soundtrack just for the hell of it.
You got to put it in there.
We'll throw it in there. So you have a long-ass distance and basically a road from 8 Mile soundtrack to Kamikaze. That's 16. That's a 16-year... I don't want to call it a drought, but that's
4 years he was off. Remember after Encore?
So even then, but altogether,
it still counts.
Altogether, that's a 16-year run where you're not putting out anything that could be remotely viewed as a universal classic. So to M stands, yes, he does have something that you guys are holding on to because it feels like nostalgia.
Because he's no.
I know exactly what you mean. He's telling the truth.
Saying something. So which I don't remember what record it was on, but it was Headlights. Where he kind of had that apology track to his mother, and I'm,
no. But it's not about.
Why aren't we accounting for how he has built himself and transcended as a man and as an artist?
Which is we did that with Jay-Z.
That's one thing, and that's not what people have an issue about. It's everything else that leads up to that. That was just one record.
It's a whole bunch of bullshit they got to go through. It's the
politics and bullshit that come into it. Like, he hasn't... Yes, he's matured well as a man.
And an artist,
but he hasn't aged well as an artist. Like, you see Jay-Z... Jay-Z has transcended every decade, and he still comes out with #1 record. And people can say what they want about Jay, but you can't downplay what he's done and how he's pretty much not only reinvented himself, but he's adapted, and he's done it so well. And not only has he adapted, he's then made new artists go in the same lane that he's gone into. M hasn't done that.
Okay, so what we're saying is, because I like you say, babe, I want to keep the same energy. What M is doing is what I've criticized Nicki for. She's not pulling people up.
And that's what I was getting at. And that's what I'm getting at right now, which was, I liked the record. It's a good record.
Yeah.
for this year, which we might not even know because shit, Isaiah Rashad was on fucking IG or whatever saying that
Kendrick has something in the bag.
he has like an album that possibly could drop. We thought it was just Schoolboy and Isaiah dropping. We could have a fucking.
He said the album was done. He didn't say when it was coming.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It could be a scenario where Kendrick starts off the year with Black Panther and then he ends off with his own fucking album.
That'd be some shit.
So we don't know. But as of right now, in the climate of hip hop, M does have what can be considered a top 10 album for this year. Mm-hmm. Potential, maybe even the top 5.
I wasn't gonna give him number 1. As a biased M fan, it's number 1. But if I take it out, no, it's not number 1. Personally, it's like it's personal to me on some Doug shit.
Now, to dive into it though,
you feel me?
Because it's not just Nicki. I had the same energy for Drake.
Oh yes, you did.
Which was you're using all this when it could have just been stated at the time. And you could have got it off your chest right before. So I have to give the same to Marshall. Because it's been what?
8
Joe
months.
Budden hasn't been on fucking Everyday Struggle for how long?
A year. He was on there for a year.
Basically.
Yeah.
And so now we get a shot at Joe now.
When he's gone.
And to,
So
I feel
it's
like
been a while.
any shot he should have thrown at Joe,
Should've
because
been a
the
phone
relationship
call.
I thought they had, he should have
And
probably had a phone
and then on
call.
top of that,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I really do.
On top of that, that motherfucker knew Revival was garbage. Like let's keep it a buck.
He didn't want to say it out of politics.
But let's keep it a buck. He knew it was garbage because if he
You're saying Marshall knew it was garbage
because if he didn't think it was garbage, Kamikaze would have never came out as
the album
as
is
a
rebuttal.
Yes,
if Revival did really good on the charts and it was low key critical. No M album is like really critically acclaimed. It's kind of just like. It had a majority of good reviews. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because when Relapse came out, I loved it because it was exactly what I wanted, not what the public wanted. And people loved it at first, and then they slowly shitted on it. And I think that's what's going to happen with Kamikaze. They're going to love it at first, and then over time, a few months, they're going to slowly shit on it. So...
But I think that part of it isn't going to matter. Like,
and then he had to talk about it on Recovery.
But then now that leads to my next point. He knew it was garbage, so why the fuck is he going after the fans who commented that it was garbage?
Okay.
If I know something that I did and I put out into the universe was whack, this goes back to the episode when I was trying to take a lighter stance on 13 Reasons Why.
Oh yeah,
but you and Ivana were telling me.
Oh yeah, the
going into it, expect this. So when people came at me in the comments, how could I get mad at them when I was warned about this? It's the same thing with M. You knew it was garbage, but you still put it out.
You didn't have no men around you. He had too many yes men. I made that point. Nobody told him no enough. Yes, Larissa.
But here's...
See, I'm a stand.
I know you guys can't see me, but I'm like jumping out of my seat right now. But here's my thing. We keep saying, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but we keep saying, M knew this was garbage. M knew this was trash.
He's saying that.
M knew it was basura. And I've said that too, right, babe?
Yeah.
I've said that. M knew that this was garbage. But you know what? Let's take a step back from it. Maybe he didn't. Maybe a man who has been in this music industry for so long and is so respected and is legitimately a king at his craft was 40-something years old and was like, you know what?
I'm going to do something different.
Let me do a track with Beyonce. Let me keep working with Skylar Grey or whatever her name was. Let me just do it because I can't.
But that's the issue that people have when it comes to M and his aging as an artist, which is...
We're mad because he did a passion project. We're mad because he tried something different.
No, it's not that. People are upset because it's like, you're M. You don't need to do that.
You do not need to.
If you were going to do a song with Beyonce, why not do a fucking song with Beyonce 10 years ago?
In someone's artistry that they can't try something different.
And would be here. He would punch you in the mouth.
Like, I think that's wrong.
I know.
But it's a form of the truth.
Okay, time out. No, seriously, time out. Do y'all remember?
Okay, no. I'm sorry to cut you off, but let's look at it even deeper. There were performances. There was even was there a video for that?
For Walk on Water and Beyonce didn't show up.
Beyonce wasn't.
Beyonce was not in it. That tells me everything I need to know about that.
She didn't even perform the song.
About her and her label?
No.
And her artistry? And Jay
that tells me
you don't need to do it, and maybe them being on tour. What the fuck does that say to you about M?
That tells me that record was manufactured.
Yep.
And people don't like Eminem manufactured because when we view Eminem, we don't view him as a manufactured artist. We view him as the rebel, the one that goes against the machine. So when you have a song that comes out that is now a part of the machine, we now look at you very differently. We're saying, you're not aging well. Not only are you not aging well, you're now going and doing shit that you made your career speaking out against. That's the issue where it comes in with M. It's not the fact that he's doing record with Beyonce.
And I will legitimately take that, because one of my arguments was going to be is, if I've been in the game so long and I can work with fucking Beyonce, and even if she's not in the same goddamn room with me and I have to send my track to Europe just so she can put her vocals on it, I'm doing it. But I get what you're saying, because I feel the same way as an Eminem fan. He was going a little too mainstream.
Very mainstream.
And that's fine.
Mainstream.
And that's fine.
Scary mainstream.
And that could be
women rapping,
and that could be why
to Love the Way You Lie. And I was like, you rapping?
People were turned off. But that's the thing, like with Love the Way You Lie with Rihanna, like there wasn't that energy.
But so to me,
because that worked.
Yeah,
that's the difference. That worked.
So did Beyonce did it not work because she wasn't in a video?
No,
it just didn't work because nothing seemed like it was authentic.
It didn't.
When Rihanna and him did the record, not only were they in the video with each other, they did a damn tour with each other. Mm-hmm. They were around each other all the time. So it gave you the feel like, okay, they both went into that saying, and we're going to, it may sound mainstream, but we're gonna make this mainstream. We're gonna take a record that shouldn't be mainstream, because for all intents and purposes, if Rihanna's not on that record, that probably wouldn't have been a mainstream song.
Hell no.
We're going to take a song that's gritty and the underlying side of love, and we're going to make people love it.
And that's why Skylar Grey wrote the song. She wrote Walk on Water, and every time and performs that song, Skylar Grey comes out every time. So every time I see him perform that song, it's like, you should have just had Skylar Grey on the record.
Right.
But at the same time, as this other side of the Eminem fan base, I'm so sick of Skylar Grey. I'm so sick.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to fucking hear it anymore.
This I want to.
And it sucks because she's actually a good songwriter.
Yeah.
She's a great songwriter and Alex the Kid's a great producer. But there's not good chemistry with them two and Eminem.
He's treating them like fucking like Dr. Dre and fucking Mailman. Like no.
I love Eminem and Pink together.
No.
I do.
I hated Needed Me. Don't bring that song up.
I'm not bringing that song
up. I just thought of it. It was like a flashback.
I feel like they kept trying on her album. I think it was like a song Revenge or something. And maybe it seems a little mishmash, but I like them together. But Skylar Grey, I'm done with. But I don't want to spend too much on this. I just
final thoughts on the album before we go to MGK's stupid ass response.
First of all, it wasn't a stupid ass response.
I know. I just wanted to say that. Yeah. And
again, I thought it was good. Thought it was great for what it was. It has its definitely potential to be top 10. If it ages, if you give people give it some time, let it age, possibly has potential to be a top 5 this year. So we'll see how it goes from there.
I thought it was cool. You know, I'm not gonna
better than Scorpion.
It's come on, man. What kind of a question is that?
Because I know how much you hated that damn album.
Nah, I mean, I went through the whole album without falling asleep on it, so you know.
Of course, and was yelling at you.
Yeah. I
Stay up, Martin.
His bars were dope. You know what I mean? Just the one thing, like, you know, everybody's been mentioning is just the rebuttal for Revival. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that really just irked my nerves hearing it throughout, you know, how many tracks I did or whatever.
You felt like he was kind of whining.
Yeah. JC put it out there and it made perfect sense to me. It was like,
I agree.
I understood exactly what he was saying. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Like, it's cool.
So
I ain't got nothing against it.
So we talked about.
Don't kill me, Busby. Damn.
Hey, you gotta get
it ain't Busby you have to worry about.
Yeah, you saw how passionate she is.
Hey,
she likes Kim.
Well, damn.
Speaking of Kim, MGK brought her up, and yeah, so.
Oh, we're gonna get into this disc.
Yeah, we're gonna get into this disc. So M sent that shot to MGK. Because, like I said earlier, MGK sent a clear sub shot on that no reaction shit. Was it no reaction? Yeah, no reason. The mosh pit.
Yeah.
So, and it was clear. You guys think differently, but if you're Eminem and you heard that shit, like, I know this little cocksucker ain't doing no, this motherfucker. Okay. So, yeah, and responded to him. And the album came out on Friday. 2 days later. This is Monday. They were recording this.
3 days later.
3 days. It came out Monday. Oh, yeah, it is. No, Sunday, Monday, Saturday, Sunday. Came out Friday.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Oh, well, whatever. 72 hours later, MGK dropped his response called Rap Devil. And I'm like, what? saw it this morning. Actually, fucking someone that doesn't follow me on Twitter sent me the song, and I'm like, you don't follow me.
That's love.
It is. Like, what? They don't follow me, but they sent it to me, so they knew that. Hey, Busby,
they knew who the fuck you were.
Hey. So I was like, the fuck? So I was like, he responded. So I listened, and I was like,
yeah, round of applause for...
No,
not a round.
This deserves a round of applause, because not only... He had the option to go to the media and make fun of him.
Or go on Instagram.
Do all that. He kept it hip-hop, and he responded back. We always commend rappers who keep it hip-hop.
I'll give him that respect.
On the wax, yep.
I gave him that respect. But then when you heard the song, and he even released a video for it, and I was just like, I was sitting there, and the stuff he was saying, I was like, okay. Then he said, I'm not afraid. I was like, oh, that was funny.
You sending shots on him, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, I know. All those little voiceovers he did with I'm not afraid. And he did another one, too. I can't think of it. But it was like,
I was like, Oscar the Grouch, what he called him. I was like, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny. I was like, okay, that was funny.
Sitting on the couch. I was like, you are just disrespectful.
And then he just said, like, yeah, all you do is stay at home and just read the dictionary. I'm like, well, yeah. You say that like that's the bad thing.
Right? Like, you coming at a nigga because he can read?
And then he says, like, what y'all don't know is that Eminem tried to according to MGK, Eminem tried to blackball him because back, it was like, he said 5 years ago, pretty much when the Marshall Mathers LP 2 came out, a picture of Haley came out when she was in high school, and we saw what she looked like.
In her cheerleading outfit, when she looks super adorbs.
I guess. See, with me, I can't really look at her that way, because I kind of, when I grew up with them, it's like I grew up with Haley. And
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, she's cute.
Have you seen what she looks like now?
Yeah, and I'm like,
you haven't? I'll show it to you while I'm talking.
No. I could never see her, like...
Me neither.
Video vixen, like, anything like that. But yeah, she's...
So MGK said, damn, she's hot.
Eminem version. Like, she just looks like Eminem to me.
She looks just like M.
Like, yeah, no. She's a bad little M thing. Like, she looks like Eminem.
I want to love you.
Little M thing.
Little M thing.
Oh, God.
I did that. My bad.
Anyway, so MGK said, yeah, she's hot. M didn't like that. So...
And he said this in 2012.
Somewhere around that era, 2013-ish. Somewhere around that time span. Mm-hmm. And according to MGK said on Rap Devils that he called up Diddy, he called up Interscope, and he pretty much told him, like, you need to apologize for that. And MGK, the way he was rapping in that song, he didn't apologize. So then I was like, oh, well, shit, you didn't apologize. Well... And he said that he tried to get Paul Rosenberg to shove his album and all this other shit. I give him respect because he pretty much told him that, yo, you a legend. I'm not afraid of you. So I'm like, I give you that. Now
we're talking about his current diss, Rap Devil.
Yeah, Rap Devil. So now it's just like, okay.
And that's where I was like, okay, I respect it, because he was like, I can't remember the bar, but he was pretty much like, you're a legend, you're a prodigy, but how can I look up to you? And like, he pretty much said, he's like, I get that you're the greatest rapper alive, but you're not letting no one else eat, and da-da-da-da, and all these other things. And I was like, and that's why I listened to it more than once, because I'm thinking, okay, couple cheap shots of my baby daddy, whatever, but MGK really was saying, he was saying some stuff, and I was like, okay, you might have something to say here.
The last decent Eminem diss track was from Everlast, in my opinion, and then we had that Benzino bullshit. That I honestly don't count that bullshit. And then M's always said he's always drew the line in the sand, and he dared anybody to cross it and to see what happens. So MGK said, "Right, I'm crossing it. What you gonna do?
I'm crossing it. Fucking tap dancing naked, like he was about it." And now, one thing I told JC when he sent it to me this morning, I was like, "Well, if you say anything about Haley, then it is what it is." And he was like, "Now that wasn't cool. There's some things that happened." And I'm just thinking of it as like, why would you go there with this man? But if you do go there with this man, I'm glad MGK said what he said.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying?
Black Twitter's taking MGK's side because they don't like M like that anyway. So it's kind of like, yeah, he got at him. And I'm just
well, Black Twitter has also sided with fucking R. Kelly before. So I'm not really in the public opinion of siding with Black fucking Twitter. I'm really not.
Me neither.
I'm not siding with Black Twitter.
I'm just siding with hip hop.
I'm proud of MGK.
Now,
kept it hip hop.
Right. I feel like he stood up.
Now you know M's gonna respond. He's an MC. He's an MC at heart. He's old school. He's gonna respond. He might respond tonight after we done recording.
That I would not doubt.
He has to, and that's the thing. That's what I want.
He would have Mariah Carey at all people,
healthy
man.
Rap beat.
And he rapped to her like she was an MC. MC Mariah Carey.
Right? But then Mariah Carey responded and had a whole character in her fucking video.
No. Yeah, and then he came back with the warning, and she got very silent.
Very quiet.
Very silent.
She got
no one ever talks about
very
that.
Thin in a gold dress, and she got very quiet.
She got very silent after that shit, because that shit was getting played on radio. I remember that. After they played Obsessed, they played the warning. And that was her last warning.
All I know is that suburban hip hop is in shambles right now.
Okay. I have to segue really quick.
Because in the midst of this, MGK was also sending shots to G-Eazy, and G-Eazy was sending shots back.
Okay, wait. Does anyone else...
Why is white rappers keeping it more gangster?
I want to talk about G-Eazy's comeback diss. Bad Guy? Bad Boy. No, Bad Boy.
Yeah, Bad Boy.
I want to talk about that, but... Does anyone have an inkling that maybe Yellow Wolf will jump into this?
Yellow Wolf.
Because I really feel like all my favorite white rappers are like at arms right now.
All we need is for Logic to jump in and all hell's gonna break loose. Like,
hey guys, don't forget I'm white too, and black. Don't forget black. I'm black too. Black.
Like I'm waiting for Yellow Wolf to fucking jump in.
I don't think Yellow Wolf's gonna do anything.
I don't think he will
Logic
either.
was
But
just good guy in the situation.
I think Yellow Wolf. As long as I know he's been on Shady after Radioactive, he kind of stayed on his own. You notice that? Mm-hmm. He was always on his own, and even with this,
but Love Story was like he was
by
there.
himself. Eminem was the only feature on that, but yeah. Anyway, MGK. Yeah, I'm gonna pray for you because I'm gonna destroy you. I hope so. No, I know what's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be heartbroken.
Right? I'm with you. I'm in prayer, brother.
Anyway, Joe Budden, man, he's still living the life. He's gonna respond to M pretty soon on his podcast.
Joe's about to get back on wax, or you think he's just gonna have some 2 cents on his podcast?
He's just gonna stay on his podcast.
Okay.
I don't think he's rapping.
He's not rapping anymore.
I really wish. I said on
we
Twitter,
all
I really
do.
wish that M and Joe could
reconcile,
go bar for bar.
Okay,
I think it would be so
if that
nasty.
happens,
It would be so nasty.
Oh, yeah.
But
that
so
would be
respectful.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like,
but so
respectful.
respectful.
It would be though because
they would go
both
hard.
are hip. You know, they're MCs, bro.
There's a reason why M made sure that Joe, a part of Slaughterhouse, was on his label. Mm-hmm. So
exactly,
they would get nasty on the rhymes, and I feel like afterwards
they're gonna kiss and make up.
They would
shake hands.
They would shake hands, and then they would go on about their way.
You know what I mean?
Joe would go home to sing.
I think Joe wants to. I think deep down he really wants to, but he's like, I just got the Spotify deal. I got this. I just made a name for myself.
Probably.
I don't even think it's about any of that. I think even 3 years ago, if this shit would have happened, because Joe has a fire in him. He would. I believe in Joe's bars.
We all do. I do.
Yeah.
Like he would have gone for it in poverty.
I think he left all those
Spotify
bars.
deal in whatever. He was so.
But I think he left all that fire to Drake after the last. Remember the little EP this shit.
Joe just don't want to dance no more.
Yeah,
that's basically what it boils down to.
Now we could be
He's been
wrong.
in the industry so long, he knows the ins and outs.
Now we
like,
could be.
Fuck with it.
Hey, but we're just saying this now because we could be wrong because we like putting shit out in the universe and then the complete opposite fucking happens.
Right.
Joe could drop his little kamikaze out of nowhere tonight.
Yeah. But he went ahead and dropped the bomb earlier this week when he announced that he's going to have not one but 2 co-hosts for
And they're women.
State of the Culture. Yeah, so he's going to have Scotty Beam, who apparently he was trying to get to have Nadeska's job for Everyday Struggle. She just didn't return the message back in time. And then he hit everybody with the Hailmaker that his main co-host is going to be none other than Remy Ma.
Yeah, Nicki ain't gonna return those phone calls.
I'm here for the fuck out of that. High key, on the highest of keys.
That comes out this week, right? First episode this week.
Next week.
Yeah,
it's gonna be digital and the same week the Spotify
digital,
shit
it's like
happens.
Digital on Tuesdays and then the
it's
next
gonna be
day
on
it's
YouTube.
gonna be on TV.
It's gonna be on YouTube on Tuesdays and then okay.
And then on Revolt TV Wednesdays.
You watch Revolt before Joe Budden?
I don't have it.
You don't?
Well, Xfinity don't have it on.
He said it's gonna be. Yeah, we do. It's like 5:35.
Oh, okay.
Man, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, you don't watch TV. We stream over here.
It ain't on YouTube TV. I ain't got it.
5:35 on Uverse.
Gotcha.
Get us that check, Joe.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. That's I like how he's gonna play it throughout the week. So the podcast is the Boys Club
Wednesday and Saturday.
And then State of the Culture is more of a diverse point of view. And so you stick them with two women, you're going to get a lot of stuff.
Scotty Beam's very, very outspoken.
Yeah.
And Remy Ma's Remy Ma.
I think that's the perfect balance for him.
It is women.
Yeah, because
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
he needs
a great
a woman
balance.
who's going to talk shit as well. I mean,
that was his original idea.
Joe Budden's presence in a commentary platform and not be able to stand,
and very informative too. He's not like academic.
He ain't gonna let no stupid shit fly.
Right.
Man.
But you have to be,
Can you imagine if he would have stayed with Everyday Struggle and he had...
At this point, I couldn't.
No. But just he had Everyday Struggle and he had State of the Culture and the podcast. I know it'd been too much work for him, but...
Well, he was talking about doing like 4 different things at once anyways.
That would have been
with Complex.
I know. When they
fucked
fucked that up.
That's not far-fetched at all.
But that would have been dope for the culture.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Speaking of who's been ruining the culture, fucking Nicki Minaj. So she was on. She performed that Made in America. Your favorite. She performed that Made in America. Hope's little shit. Kendrick performed there too, but
he looked like he came straight off the set from Power. Like he just left the set and he went on stage.
Laces was on.
They said it was a special performance, so I'm sitting there thinking, okay, you gonna announce a new single, new album? Nope, just a regular Kendrick performance. Which I didn't approve.
It was it was cool, but it was like I was watching Damn from last year.
It wasn't even that. It was the the other one.
The Coachella one?
No, not the Damn tour. What was the other one? The Champions.
Oh, that one?
That's pretty much what we saw.
Oh.
Yeah.
I saw it for the first time because I didn't go to the Champions tour.
Yeah, the Champions. That's pretty much what it was. It was a Champions tour set, and I was like,
But it was cool. I don't know who Bree Steffens is, but I'm curious now because when she came out, she did pretty good for
that was a nice look up. That was a nice for Kendrick to do that.
Yeah, because she's from Philly, so that made sense to have her out.
But we're gonna get to Nicki. Yeah, so Nicki. So
are we talking? I'm sorry. Are we talking about the performance with the orange wig, which was laid? By the way, the orange wig
she looked
was great,
a hot ass mess.
But her whole titties were out with the pasties.
I'm not sure if there was real pasties, man. Those look like some.
They were pasties.
I hope so, because them titties, everyone loved them.
They ain't even sitting pretty. No.
They weren't. They did not look pretty.
No, they didn't.
They look fake.
And as much money as she paid for them, that's unfortunate. But I just want to make sure
it was sloppy, man. Compared to her VMA performance, which I actually personally liked, she was performing like a chip on her shoulder. It was just like the VMA performance was dope. This shit, it was sloppy. She was all over the place. She was losing breath. Yeah. She wasn't like staying on
into it.
She was into it, but she was just losing breath, and she just looked. It was just
with
it was
the VMAs. Bad. I mean, it's like
no, I'm talking.
It's production. You know what I mean? It's like it's a whole production.
Yeah.
With MTV, with the Made in America thing, was it outside?
It was outside.
Yeah. See, it was. Come on, I mean, it's hard enough to catch your breath while you're rapping, and then with having the wind blowing at you and shit like that.
I don't think it was wind.
And it was supposed to rain. I don't know if it did.
It didn't rain.
It didn't rain?
No.
Well, then, but it was cold.
Being outside,
you know what I mean? Like, that just adds to it.
But then there's mad little speculation of the Cardi beef. There was a speculation of the Cardi beef because there was a part where Motorsport came on, and she was on the floor, and then she was like, no, turn that off. Go to the next song. I'm feeling sexy. And I was like...
I heard that, yeah.
I was like, okay. And then there was another part when Ganja Burns came on, and then
Ganja burn.
But she said, "Oh yeah, turn that. Go to the next song and bring some females."
Because she knows it ain't her song no more.
Yeah, I caught those.
That's Joe's song.
That's Joe's song.
All in all, it was a mess. But Queen Radio was this week. See, I started something. The only time I'm ever going to probably talk about Nicki is probably on here, but on Twitter, it is now hashtag Operation Ignore Nicki Minaj. I don't really care about anything she does unless she disses Cardi. I don't really give a fuck what she does anymore. So
yeah. I'm on the same.
I caught little snippets of the last Queen Radio, and I'm listening to it, and then as I'm listening, I'm like, should have known. A bird's gonna be a bird at the end of the fucking day. Because then she had Jason Derulo on there, and she's asking him to put his sex life on blast, and I'm like, okay.
I didn't hear it, but so tasteless, so nasty.
But then what made it worse was then she started inquiring about Jordan Sparks. Now, of course, Jordan is either a fiance or she's married now.
She's married and has a kid.
And has a child now.
Just a whole other beautiful life.
Yeah.
Why would you go there?
Because, yeah.
So, when I heard all that, I'm like, nah. I tried to pick you up last week, but nah. Should have known. A bird's going to be a bird.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And then when I found out later, because I stopped caring at that point, she had brought Tyga on. Mm-hmm. And of course, remember, they hadn't had the best relationship in a while. Yeah. But all of a sudden, they come on the tag team against Kylie Jenner. And I'm like, all right, you're clearly showing now that we gave you more benefit of the doubt than you're actually producing, because you're clearly on here and your only way to stay relevant and keep it going is to go after the gimmicks, not actual content. Mm-hmm. Because Queen Radio could have been a whole situation where she could have had an unknown artist this week.
Right, but she was talking to, she could have been talking to not even unknown artists, but she could have had a feature with Sweetie. She could have been talking to City Girls.
We did this last week. You're giving too much sense, Larissa. Don't give Nicki any ideas.
Like that, my whole sentiment of pull the youngins behind you, pull them up, or she could have kept it old school and she could have had an interview. Latifah. Thank you. Had an interview with Queen Latifah, like at this stage in the game.
Like what Ella Cool J did. Like what Ella Cool J did with Eminem.
She's gimmicky. So
no, it's not. I feel like she's just bitter and nasty. No. I don't appreciate it.
It's a gimmick. It's all a gimmick to hide the fact that she doesn't have the material to keep producing a show of this caliber. So you have to go after the gimmicks to keep people tweeting about it.
And time's ticking because she's running out of time.
Yeah.
Tours canceled.
Really fucking is.
And the album is slowly slipping off the charts. And Cardi is still in the top 10. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a time period where this shit. There's going to be a time period where she goes to she's going to be at number 10, and Cardi's still going to be at number 5, number 6, or whatever. 7, yep. So yeah, Nicki, tick tock, tick tick tick.
But yeah, meanwhile, so while that's going on, actually Tyga's out. So, of course, Birdman apologized to Wayne last week. Mm-hmm. Tyga's now going after both, and he wants his $10 million from unpaid royalties.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. But I guess people went into his mentions, and they started to down-talk Wayne. And Tyga came out and he released a tweet basically saying, look, there's no Wayne slander. That man changed my life. This isn't about personal. I just want
my money.
Yeah, this is business. But we're not going to downplay what Wayne did for me.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, if he could pull out $2 million, that's a win.
I just want Wayne to get his hair fixed.
That nigga on that lean.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Can't get his hair fixed. That's what happens. Got so bad. Is anyone else disturbed by that, or am I the only one?
No, that's just what happens when you on lean for all those years.
Okay, well, get a fade, my nigga.
Get a perm, get a wig, get something.
Yes, get that James Brown, bump them in.
Can you imagine Lil Wayne with a perm? No, seriously. No. Can you imagine Lil Wayne with a perm?
No, that's why I put it. It's a joke. Like
no, I was dead ass.
They even have a perm. It'd be a joke.
Came out with a dark and lovely perm today, I would motherfucking support.
I'm just imagining it. If anyone's listening to this, you Photoshop motherfuckers, make Lil Wayne with a perm and just send it to the iLLogical.
But use DJ Quick's hair.
Bump the ends. Bump the ends.
Use a good
dead
perm.
ass.
Yeah.
Anyone that's listening to this right now, no, dead ass. Anyone that's listening to this right now, send us at TILLogicalSP on the Twitter and send us a Photoshop of Lil Wayne in a perm. Seriously, see, every time we use it, let's do it. So anyway, Kanye was someone who's not on lean but needs to take his fucking meds. Kanye West, my favorite. Damn, we came that far from college dropout. Like to So he
give me a hell yeah.
Yeah. So he decided to pop back up in Chicago randomly, and I forgot the radio station.
In the city or in the motherfucking airport?
In the city. In the city.
He just got okay. I just thought he showed up in the airport, taking pictures with some fans, and
then flew back to LA. No, he's in Chicago at this very. I think he's still there. I don't know, but he did a radio interview with, I forgot their names. But on the radio, he pretty much said a couple things. First thing, he apologized for the slavery is a choice comment. He apologized for how it made people feel. Even the co-host cried when she said that.
Thank you. Greatly appreciated.
He apologized for that. No, he apologized how it made people feel.
Right. I was going to say, was it an actual apology, or did he just say, "I'm sorry you felt that way"?
I'm going to get to that because I really don't feel Ye's mentally there, because he broke down in tears when he said the reason for his downfall is for the absence of his former manager Don C. And he was literally like crying because he's like, I need you here to make sure this stuff doesn't happen to me.
Didn't he fucking fire him? Didn't he?
No, he left. No. Don C is his old manager from the college dropout years.
From back in the day. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and Don C went off to do other stuff and all this other stuff. And
everybody from his college dropout days are gone. They're not there. And there's a reason why.
Playing Pat still though. That's one of his down from day one people.
He's like, what? There's one. It's him, and maybe one other person.
Yeah. And one other topic, and he was breaking down, I was watching that, and I'm going like, and then he just said another thing that really kind of startled me a little bit. He did say he's bipolar, and he said he hasn't taken his meds in 5 months. And he says that
He said he was bipolar a while ago.
No, but he really saying it now. And he's saying that I don't take my meds, but I'm not alcoholic. I'm around the people that loves me. I eat well, and I'm in control of it. And I'm just like, no, my nigga, you're not in control of this shit. Yes.
So as a person who deals with, not bipolar, but mental illness, if you will. I have been diagnosed with depression. I have been diagnosed with anxiety. I have had to see professionals. I am not to the point where I do need to take medication, but who knows? I might need to get there, and I'm fully aware of that.
Okay.
All of that being said, you being a person who has been diagnosed with something as serious as I'm bipolar, and then you saying, but I don't take my medication. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, because you're armed with the information of you're not well. And these you have a chemical imbalance. We're not shaming you. You have a chemical imbalance, and these drugs can help you. Now, if you need to try out different types of drugs or what have you, that's one thing. But you need drugs, baby. You need, and maybe I shouldn't call them drugs. You need medication.
Yes.
You need medication. So for you to say out loud, I have this medical condition that I've been diagnosed with, but I don't take my medication, I'm not giving you any flowers for that. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do with that? Dummy, here's how I'm going to react.
Dummy.
Because I have a mental illness. I can't afford therapy right now. I may not be able to afford medication as the average American human being. You're Kanye West. You have professional help. You've been able to afford this help as well as get the medication you need, and you're going to say publicly, I'm not taking the medication that I can fucking afford? What do you want me to do with that? You're a dumbass. I have nothing for you.
Okay. Is it?
What's that?
Gunshot?
All right, go ahead.
What am I supposed to say? Like, you still need a black woman's hug? It's still Kim's fault? It's, your old manager or your old friends from Chicago. What am I supposed to do with that as a fan?
Kanye. I'm not Kanye. Tell him that.
Like, what's the public supposed to do with that?
That's what I'm on, and it's just like, I said this a few weeks ago. I feel he is mentally the Kanye that the old Kanye, quote unquote, he's not here no more, and he's mentally just gone. Slowly, every day, every year, it's slowly gonna go away, and then pretty soon his brain's just gonna be mush.
Right.
And that's the sad part about it. So, as of right now, Kanye just needs professional help. So that leads me into Arbery. Why am I bringing up Arbery? Because Drake came up in there, and he kept bringing him up, and they asked him if he gave that info about Drake to Pusha T, and Kanye was like, no, look at me.
That would help the fucking situation.
You feel me? Like, why would I do that? And he pretty much says that Drake sent him purple demon emojis. Yeah, the one with the with the devil horns and all that. When he told him that he couldn't have the lift yourself beat. The whoop-de-dee-scoop shit.
What kind of shit is that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Seriously, dude.
I was just like, hold on, that sounds like some Drake shit. Yeah, it sounds like some shit he would do.
I mean, that beat's cool, don't get me wrong, but
he got
why you gonna get all upset and start, you know what I mean?
And then you
talking shit about somebody with mental illness, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then it's just like, and then after that, what made it even worse is that Drake goes on Instagram and just posts a picture of himself and with the 6666 under it, like, oh, okay, God's gonna have a real good laugh at that. And then he put the crying, laughing emoji and the demonic smile or whatever. And I was just like, so you don't have no smoke for Pusher, but you're going to go out a mentally unstable man. Okay,
that's my whole thing again with this is, you keep antagonizing.
You keep poking
a person.
You keep poking it.
Who didn't proclaim to everybody, you are hiding a child.
No, you gotta say everything like a pimp named Slipback. What did he talk about? He talked about your parents, talked about your secret porn star of a baby mama, and he said that your friend is dying. And yet you want to give the smoke to fucking a mentally ill man.
It's not about a mentally ill man. The fact that the smoke that Drake is directing is at a man that just didn't say this shit. Let's just pretend that Kanye is completely mentally stable and sitting by the pool and eating raspberries. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't give a shit what Kanye's doing, honestly, and that's in this part. So it's not like, oh, you're going at a mentally ill man. No, you're going at a man who had nothing to do with this shit. Direct the smoke correctly or don't say anything at fucking all. And that's where I'm coming from.
And everyone on social media is still going with this.
Agreed.
Yeah, everyone's still going with that fucking narrative that was put out there that he gave it. It's like, yeah, Kanye gave this shit out. I'm like, how do you know this? Did academics tell you this? Rolling Stone told you that? Like, y'all just going with it like it's fact. Drake hasn't denied. He hasn't approved or denied it. Man, fuck this nigga. Next topic. I'm tired of talking about this nigga. Aretha Franklin, rest in peace.
Yes.
That funeral. Oh my god.
That was the motherfucking
blackest.
You mean that coming home tour?
Yeah. That was the black social event of 2018.
Oh my god. That was some, man.
Motherfucking 100+ pink Cadillacs leading up to the church, which was Greater Grace Temple in Detroit. Like,
that shit was crazy.
That shit alone was...
We gotta talk about
That's the most gangster shit ever.
Yeah, did you watch all 6 hours of the?
No, I was getting radio coverage.
Bro, that shit was a Guinness Book of World Records. That was a whole work shift.
So shout out to the Dan Le Batard show. Jamel Hill, that was her last radio appearance as part of ESPN. She chose to be on there, and her and the audio producer engineer Roy. As everybody was talking, the two of them just kept watching the screen and they kept pointing because Roy's black.
Yeah.
So it's rare when anybody black comes in the studio, so he like latches on and they're watching stuff and they're trying to break down to Dan and Stugatz. Like, they're like, wait, you can't have that. They go, no. This is a black funeral. Like,
just go with it.
And then when they said Amorosa showed up, Roy was like, oh yeah, now there's going to be a fight. Like, it's perfect. Like, it's right on schedule. Like, it's going to go down.
Man, you go down this list. The Clintons were there, Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, Jesse Jackson, Reverend Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Clive Davis, of course, Farrakhan.
Yeah, Louis Farrakhan was there.
Wow. I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
Go on.
Can we get a little further? Because I have some things to say, but keep going.
And performed there, Faith Hill performed. Okay. Clark Sisters, Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. Fantasia, Jennifer Hudson, and Ariana Grande. Yes, Larissa.
Here is my thing. If you Google Aretha Franklin, Ariana Grande performance, what you will see is one, her performance, but two, a lot of people talking about this quote unquote tiny dress that was above the knee. And it was inappropriate. She wasn't wearing stockings. She shouldn't have worn that. And I would be inclined to have that conversation of how inappropriate her dress was in a church, in a black church, if she wasn't openly fucking groped by a quote-unquote man of God on national television.
I want a gunshot. But yeah,
we could build up to it.
So, for anybody listening to this who wants to talk about the blasphemy or what have you of Ariana Grande showing her knees in a black church and she should have been more respectful, I want you to understand that a black man of God felt that woman's breast on national TV, felt comfortable enough to do it even when she moved away and tried to get away from him. But
man, I don't know why you're an Eminem fan. You got that anger. That's why you're an Eminem fan. Keep going.
So I just want that's why I was waiting for this moment. Because bless Ariana Grande, and she killed Natural Woman. And by God, I will say this right now. This is the first time I ever was able to actually experience her voice She's had pop hits and all this stuff. Good for her. That girl can sing, and I don't give a fuck if she stood up on that pulpit in a black teddy. It does not matter to me. You know why? Because a man groped her and no one had anything to say about it. So unless you're willing to have that conversation, don't anybody say anything about her fucking dress. What you can talk about is her voice and her ponytail. And I'm done.
Okay.
Big Sean was in the crowd for that too.
Yeah.
I was actually,
and he applauded her.
Yeah.
He applauded her. Like, yeah, maybe he wasn't the bad one. He just likes crazy chicks.
Yeah.
Because Ariana Grande, come on, you look at his resumes. Nyla Rivera, Ariana Grande, and now Gianna Alco.
And did we all see how when Ariana was singing and you had the footage on Big Sean, he was nodding.
Because she was hitting the notes.
And he stood up. Thank you. And that's what she was supposed to do. She was supposed to come there and sing, and she sang her face off.
He doesn't have a bad, he didn't have a bad falling out with her like Nyla Rivera.
So he fucking
he didn't make a
chick,
song.
big deal. I don't know the woman personally. All I know is that just because her dress was above the knee, she didn't deserve to get groped.
And he did apologize.
There was just nasty niggas in that church. Like, you had, that wasn't the only one. Like, Fantasia was singing, and then there was a nigga in the back. He faked the Holy Ghost just to look at her ass. And
wow.
And as wrong as that was, and that was wrong, did he touch her?
No.
No, but it all goes together.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's the whole culture. It's the whole thing. It's all wrong. And because we can joke about, like, oh, he faked the Holy Ghost, he looked at her ass. That's true. But with Ariana,
he literally touched her side.
Thank you. And what people want to keep talking about is her fucking dress. With Fantasia, all we're talking about is the joke that this man looked at her ass. And then how she's barefoot, she's making ugly faces, she's singing those high notes, she's doing what she needs to do. It gets very distracted very quickly.
I put him in the same category because it's the same culture.
Yeah.
And it's all taking place in the church where it shouldn't be taking place.
Man.
So for that pastor to even get that close, I guarantee there's a few times where he leaned back just to get a look at somebody's, like, you know what I'm saying? It starts that way.
That looked at Jesse.
So that's why I put it in the same
looked at Jesse,
category.
The picture you saw of Jesse Jackson and Clinton looking at Ariana Grande when she was singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that other picture when that other black lady was singing and Clinton
looked like he was dead.
It's all wrong.
He was ready to get a casket himself.
To get a lighter note, because the funeral went long, I had to do some stuff, and it was around 4 o'clock. I'm looking on Twitter. I'm like, the shit's still going?
Yeah, they said that shit was supposed to be 6.5 hours. I was like, shit. Where?
Where? Black church. You got it fucked up.
So then after that, what else happened at that funeral?
Well, what happened at the funeral?
Bill Clinton was hella staring at Ariana though.
That's what we said, yeah.
Like, dude.
And then Gladys Knight got, man.
Well, before we get into that,
what?
It ain't what happened at the funeral. It's what got tweeted after the funeral.
Damn.
Can we put a little respect on Fantasia's performance though before we move on?
Yes.
Yeah,
like how she
great.
sang her face off.
Every performer there was
always
awesome.
Yeah.
Especially the Clark sisters showed out.
Mm-hmm.
Like she took off her shoes and yeah.
But Luke Cage, he just ain't been the same since he hit that dab. Because that nigga went out and tweeted, now this is how you shoot your shot.
Zero fucks.
I was like, nigga.
And then he apologized like hours later.
And then deleted this shit. But it was like, bro.
You can't come back from that. Like,
yeah,
don't say something that fucking stupid.
No, Gladys Knight.
My nigga.
Yep.
This tweet alone would have had him putting money in Pop's jar. You come on now. Like, come on, bro.
Wow. Well, in sadder news, I don't know how you could be more sad at a damn funeral, but Gladys Knight revealed at the funeral that she had the same cancer that Aretha got.
Yeah.
Patriotic cancer.
Was that confirmed? Or
She said it.
She said it.
I know she said it, but then there was an article that came out that she recanted that.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, and she was like, oh, well, because she had said, I think her exact words were like, I have the same sickness. But then she came out and was like, oh, no, but it's not cancer.
What?
I don't know. I could be wrong,
people.
but I heard
If that's right.
what I heard.
Fucking black people. That sounds like some shit.
Sounds...
So that leads into the question that was put in the notes. Is this the equivalent of proposing at somebody's funeral, wedding?
Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know she died, but I'm dying too.
Like, motherfucker, we all dying. Every single day we get back.
You imagine Aretha just gets up. Bitch, I know you ain't dead. If you don't get your ass off that stage, sit your ass down. Nigga, dead. Again.
That's my energy. If you propose at my wedding I will fight you. If you talk about dying at my funeral, I will expect all my loved ones to tackle you.
Or you just haunt them. Just haunt them. Just haunt them.
Like,
that's what I'll do. I'll haunt them at the funeral.
Forever.
That's even better. I've seen horror movies. I've seen The Grudge.
Yeah, no, Gladys was petty. Gladys was petty, but I think that's some deep-seated black woman shit. That
doesn't Gladys Knight and Aretha had like beef? Or that Patti LaBelle?
They said it was Patti LaBelle, but Aretha and Patti, they've publicly squashed and said it was all in good fun.
Just somebody need to get the pips, and they need to get Miss Gladys. Like, just get her.
If that's
on the Midnight Train to Georgia
somewhere, because you just can't be up at somebody's funeral announcing, "Hey, I'm dying too." Like,
nigga, if you don't sit your ass down.
And I love Miss Gladys. Like, everybody love Miss Gladys, but like you can't do that.
Now, if it is true, God, we pray for you,
right?
But
but she could have waited till this.
Could have waited till like 2 weeks.
Bitch, the next day.
No, that's even worse.
You couldn't have even said it at the after party, like, and you didn't even have to announce it. You could have told somebody because all you had to do was tell the one big mouth in the crowd, and then the word would have got around, and it wouldn't even been her fault.
That one auntie, I know her name in my family, and in my family, I'm going to be that auntie. So
we going to hell, man. Anyway, another funeral happened.
John McCain. Much more tame, much more suburban.
Suburban white people.
Oh, I want you guys to get through this because I have an opinion on this. But
John McCain, so his service took place. He actually requested the Obamas and the Bushes to attend the funeral, and so they were there. Dikembe Mutombo was a random until I actually did research about it.
What?
He was there because McCain had honored him with an award in 2016.
Okay.
So then it made sense. I was like, oh, okay, and they actually did a lot of
Larry Fitzgerald's cool with them too.
Yeah,
it was cool. Yeah.
But then there were two other guests where it was kind of like nobody was letting them past it. Everybody was giving them hell, and that was Ivanka and Jared Trump.
Whole ass niggas.
No.
That's what, don't call them Trump. Whoa. Ivanka and Jared, whole ass niggas.
Una momento, por favor.
Yeah.
Ay Dios, Ivanka was
the daughters.
Right. No, I know who they are, but I'm thinking like if my father is banished from
not
a
even
funeral,
invited.
Like if you tell me my daddy can't go somewhere, I'm never showing up.
I don't know.
On God, I'm not.
Fuck them both.
I wish someone would say my dad couldn't go somewhere and think my face is gonna show up without a shotgun.
Right. But then you had idiots all over social media. They were calling out Obama's blackness because they're like, well, why weren't you at Aretha's? And it's like, do you motherfuckers not understand that you have a dying person's last wish? You have to, you don't really honor that. You're kind of a fucked up person yourself. Yeah. The man's last wish was for
called him on his
the previous two presidents to attend. Like, that's what it was. Like,
that's petty. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's hella petty. I want Bush and I want Obama. Fuck him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like...
And what I think is funny is that George Bush wasn't the greatest president. We all know that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But it seems like after the fact...
We realize
he actually is a likable person.
We're humanizing him a lot.
Because as he's sitting next to Michelle and he pulls the candy out and he just sneaks it back, we've all seen that done at church.
See,
whether you're at service, a funeral, a wedding, anything, we've all seen that.
But I would like to say about George Bush, this isn't the first kind or humanizing moment that we've seen, even with him and Michelle. People have said...
they've done that several times before.
People have said that, like, when Michelle and George get around each other, they don't know how to act.
Yeah.
And it's true. They're just... I did not agree with all of John McCain's politics. I do not agree with all of George Washington's politics.
Washington?
George Bush.
Whatever. It's the same thing.
Definitely
$1 bill, huh?
It's the same fucking thing to me. White man, white man. But my point is... Even though I don't agree with these people, I can see the humanization of them. And that's cool with me. Now, am I proclaiming them heroes in my mind? No, but...
They're human.
Is it dope that George Bush can fucking hug Michelle and slide her some candy? Absolutely.
See, with me, I just look at George W. That's why I call him W. He was just a puppet when he was president. He did fucked up shit, but he was just a puppet. And he just couldn't wait to get the fuck up out of there. And now he's free. So, and when it comes to Obama, shout out to your old neck of the woods, LA.
Yep.
City Council voted to rename Rodeo Road to Obama Boulevard.
That's what's up.
And that gets a round of applause.
Hell yeah. So, I mean,
I know we have more material to get to, but before we get off of John McCain's funeral, I just want to say I didn't really like him or believe in him as a president, but I actually watched his daughter's eulogy. Did you guys?
I saw bits of it.
It was 17 minutes, and I watched it. Mm-hmm. And the most beautiful part of it to me was when she talked about him as a father. She touched on, how he served or his presidency or whatever, but her talking about him as a father is what touched me. Like I've said, I don't believe in all the politics or all that stuff, but as a daughter I want to make this very clear. My father is my hero. No man comes before him at all, ever. And I say that sitting next to the love of my life. No man comes before my father. And listening to her have that same reverence, it was really, really beautiful. And in a time in our country where things are so hostile and so heated, I would recommend everybody. It's a 17-minute speech that she fully gave. If you guys can all find that clip on YouTube, it's not about humanizing John McCain. It's about humanizing all of us.
Yeah. And she also,
and I think that's a beautiful moment. So,
and she even said a little sub shot to Ho Ass and said, "America's always been great."
She did.
And then Ho Ass went on Twitter and said, "America, or how does he say it?
You didn't make America great again."
But he said it in bold letters, so you gotta yell it.
And that's as loud as it gets.
Yeah. He does yell, but it's like a little baby.
But yeah, no, seriously, man, woman, black, white, blue,
woman,
gray,
man,
everyone.
child?
Like, that's, seriously, if you listen to John McCain's daughter's 17-minute eulogy, it's beautiful.
That's
it's awesome. Up. Yeah.
So, back in this neck of the woods, called the Bay Area, actually my city, San Jose, which I was kind of shocked about, Tory Lanez got some beef out here. Surprisingly.
Yeah, that's
So we
random.
need to write up on what's cracking.
So apparently some local San Jose, I saw this on Twitter, I've been seeing around what's his name?
Lazy Boy.
Lazy Boy. Yeah, Lazy Boy and a few other people. They accused Tory Lanez for taking the promoter's money and not showing up to the event. The promoter paid him, and not only did he not show up, he blocked him on all social media and blocked his number.
Isn't that illegal?
I don't know, but I kind of spoke
if
around.
There wasn't a contract. That's kind of tough to refute.
And with promoter, clubs, genuinely, I don't know.
It was Club Liquid.
It was Liquid.
On, was it First and Second Street or something like that?
First Street, yeah.
But, so did they have more of kind of a verbal bro code? Hey,
I don't know the story. I don't know the full.
And then he skipped out because that's
from what I've heard from people that actually kind of close to the situation. The night that event was supposed to happen, the club wasn't even full. Supposedly, they really didn't do the promotion that. I don't know the whole story, but they said it wasn't even full like that. And Tory Lanez,
there are nights where I've been there. Liquid is dead, shit, and it's supposed to be popping, but it's
only dead. It only gets semi cracking on Saturday, but I don't like going there because it's too fucking ratchet in that bitch. So
hella small,
I mean, they made it hella bougie and all that. The only reason why I go over there is just to get dropped off at my Uber. That's when I start making my rounds. It's a nice drop off spot, like Wicked. So that's why I usually go over there. And sometimes I go in there. I went in there actually last week to see my boy Red perform, and then that was it, and then left, and yeah. But yeah, Tory Lanez, Bay Area wants your head, or San Jose preferably, so
that sucks.
They want his head.
That sucks.
And you know what else sucks? JC, what's up with your Raiders?
Yeah. So San Jose wants Tory Lanez's head. I think it's safe to say Oakland wants Gruden's head.
They want Chucky's head on a stick.
Yeah.
On a stick.
So of course everybody knows the whole situation with Khalil Mack, how there was pretty much a standoff going on. That ended, and it didn't end the way that people thought it was going to end.
Oh, it ended very
well. It ended well for one person.
The Bears.
No, it ended well for Khalil.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah, and the Bears.
Yeah. The Raiders went and sent Khalil to Chicago for 4 picks. 2 of those will be back-to-back first-rounders. It ends up freeing $23 million in cap space for them moving forward. The report is that Gruden actually never reached out to Khalil, and when he got there, he was looking to trade him from the jump because they had already invested the money in Derek. Wow. You invest the money in Khalil, now you get that's pretty much 2 players worth 50 to 55% of your payroll. So I get that. It sucks it was Khalil, but I would have understood had he had just reached out. And he tried to make it work.
And he didn't even reach out to him.
But the report is that he never tried to reach out to him.
Until the day he got traded. That's when he called him.
Right.
That's some whole shit.
That's fucking
Reggie McKenzie was saying that was never the plan. They didn't want it to get to that point. But at this point, when he's not, if they were fearing he wasn't going to show up, they had to do something.
You know what makes it even worse? I saw the screenshot on Madden. They did the exact same trade with Khalil Mack and 4 picks from Chicago. They tried it, and EA didn't allow it. Raider fans, I feel for you. Y'all better win something.
Well, it's gonna be a while, but to get into Khalil, so Khalil gets there, then he immediately signs the extension with the Bears.
Wow, an extension too? Damn.
So this is 6 years, 141 million.
Oh my God, y'all lost him.
90 million guaranteed.
Damn.
And 60 million just for signing the piece of paper.
Oh damn, Aaron Rodgers, you fucked.
So this literally comes 24 hours after the Rams made defensive tackle Aaron Donald the highest paid defensive player when he signed his extension for 6 years, 135 mil with 87 mil guaranteed and 40 mil just for signing the piece of paper.
Damn.
Cats is out here getting paid, man. And somebody brought up a good point where people were saying, well, if it's not the quarterback or the left tackle, who cares? But the fact remains that it's a new game. So if the quarterback and the left tackle are now that much important, guess who's the next most important? The pass rusher.
Yep.
Well, shit. I don't know Raider fans like, man.
And this comes after Aaron Rodgers signed his extension for 4 years, 134 mil, and got 100 million guaranteed. And people were joking about that, saying he gonna go right back into the boardroom like, yeah, that ain't enough. This motherfucker chasing me now? Nah, I need some extra M's.
I just feel for the man. If I was a Raider fan, you know how pissed off I'd be.
There's more Raider transactions that made him more pissed off.
That's your team, not me.
And like I said, I wasn't watching, and I was already had a grievance with him once my bosses got fired. So remember, keep it at that. So then they cut defensive end Mario Edwards.
At the Raiders?
Who just got signed, I believe, to the Giants.
Yeah, he just signed about a few hours ago.
What the fuck is Gruden?
So they cut him.
Oh.
Remember when they got Martavius Bryant? They traded all those picks in the draft? Yeah, they just cut Martavius.
Ooh.
But then they got, who was LaFell from the Bengals? They just signed him today.
You know what we forgot to mention in the end reviews, how he went, ooh. That's what's going on.
And Connor Cook, who they brought in to either at least be the backup or be a trade piece later on.
They got rid of him too?
They just cut him because they did a trade with the Bills and gave them a 5th rounder for A.J. McCarron.
Oh my God.
And then E.J. Manuel got cut. So A.J. McCarron is the clear-cut backup quarterback.
What the fuck is Gruden? Wow.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And on top of that, cornerback Darryl Worley, who of course he was a part of the Panthers, and then he signed with the Eagles during free agency. The Eagles cut him because he got arrested for DUI and firearm. Yeah, as a result of that, he's now looking at a 4-game suspension. They just cleared it. He's missing the first 4 games. But on the bright side, they donated $250,000 to the Oakland High School sports.
If I was a Raider fan, I'm like, fuck that.
Yes, that part was cool, man.
So they at least did something for the city.
If I was a Raider fan,
they did something for the city before they bounced.
But the opportunity to try to get a Super Bowl before they leave is
done.
It's gone. It's over.
Gone. You got rid of your whole defense and your offense. Gruden, how long has he been out of the game? Like how many years?
2008 or something like that.
So 10 years?
Yeah, something like that.
You haven't won a playoff game even before then. Nigga, what the I'm not a fan. I'm a Niner. Next.
Yeah, I just
leading to my Niners.
Oakland fans, man, just in general.
They're gonna want, if they don't start winning, they're gonna want Gruden's head. I mean, hey, y'all wanted Gruden. Now you got $100 million, and now he just pretty much gutted your team.
Yeah. So again, I understood the Khalil. I understood the deal. If it had to get done, it had to get done. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But your best and your most consistent player for the last 2 or 3 years, you don't even get contact with him. I have an issue with that.
Yeah.
Especially because I know Khalil personally. And Khalil, if anybody deserves this money, it's Khalil. I said the same thing about Derek last year.
As a person, yes.
Yeah. He's a very hard worker, stays out of trouble, and he does what he needs to do. So the fact that you didn't even give him the courtesy to just keep him in the loop on what was going on, like,
fuck out of here.
And that's what they're going to do. They're literally going to get the fuck out of here. Like, at this point, after the season ends, you might as well go to Vegas because there's nothing to build upon anymore.
Damn,
like, it's done.
Marshawn, what'd you come back to?
Well, Marshawn came back for the people. Like, he You know, he didn't come back for anything else.
He came back for the town.
He came back for the town, but he wanted to get them that ring.
I mean, that would have been
It would have been nice, but he came back for the town.
I'm pretty sure he just came back because he's at the end of the road already.
Yeah.
But it sucks for you guys because you guys got Jared McKinnon, but that was who you guys brought in to be the starter.
No, that's who we brought in to be the starter. He's gone for the year with a torn ACL.
You got
practice.
But
those ones always suck.
But you know what the worst part? It was the absolute last play.
And that's always how it works out.
On Saturday, that was it. You know what I mean? They were going to go home after that.
Fucked up his ACL in practice.
Yeah.
We talking about practice. Well,
like I said, I mean,
shit is that?
it is what it is.
Nah, but he's always been injury prone, so it's like it didn't really shock me when it happened. It sucked, but it didn't shock me.
I mean, could have been worse. Could have been during the first play of the game.
Now,
of the season.
Yeah.
Outside of transactions, this was actually the biggest story in sports, which was linebacker Michael Kendricks got charged for insider fucking trading for bringing in just under $1.2 million. The government was like, "Yeah, fuck all that. Nah, we need to have a talk." So we'll see how that plays out because they gonna show him some years and they're gonna try to get him to talk.
Should we have a moment of silence for Teddy Bridgewater? Fuck, man.
Yeah.
And there goes that. So.
We'll go back. Kendricks was, of course, on the Browns. Browns were like, "Yeah, we're not dealing with this. We're cutting you.
You're gone."
Teddy Bridgewater, that was just
damn.
That's something you see on Ballers. Like, legit. Teddy Bridgewater just sitting there. I started watching the season. The last season.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater just sitting there with his beats on. I could just imagine getting ready for the game. And then the coach, or somebody came up on the fucking bus was like, "Yeah, you just got traded to the Jets, so you need to get the fuck up out of here." Like, they're on their way to the game.
To the game?
Yeah.
To the preseason game.
Yeah.
They told him you got traded.
So he's literally just watching the bus just go away.
Get off the bus,
though? They made him get off the bus. Wow. That's sad.
That's what I'm saying. That's sad, bro.
They would never do that for a white quarterback.
Speaking of white, Jerry Jones was an 18-game season. He out his black-ass mind.
Yeah.
White-ass mind.
You want an 18-game season, that's doable, but you really going to have to renegotiate at the next collective bargaining.
Yeah. You better pay them players.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You need to add in another bye week, too. That's for certain.
I was thinking about, too.
And there's ways to do it. Because people would complain, well, we already got a bye. It's like, look, after the fourth week, that's when the buys start anyways.
And
so just make it even more... And make it make sense.
And limit the Thursday night games, too, for them.
If you're going to do Thursday night games, make the Thursday night games... No. You could do Thursday night games. Just make sure the team that's doing the Thursday night game is coming off the fucking bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then you get a better product because then they're coming off a bye week. They're fresh. And then they get a full extra 3 days worth of rest before they go into the next game.
That makes too much sense, JC.
But that's something I've been saying for years.
Well, I think everybody has, but we're in the illogical sense.
Yeah.
Illogical sense universe.
So very good luck with that. But then they went and they cut their kicker, Dan Bailey.
Was he
I know
trash?
I know Cowboys fans. They were hurt by that. Like that was basically the equivalent of the Raiders losing Janikowski.
Oh,
like he's the all-time leader in field goals made for them. So
come to the Niners. I don't care.
You need to quit with that.
I know. I mean, every big time player that gets cut, come to Santa Clara, bro.
Now, of course,
he's a kicker.
The people's champ around here, and we were already congratulating them for this, but then we got news before the show started, and then we just had to laugh. So the courts ruled in Colin Kaepernick's favor that he is going to be allowed to continue his case accusing the NFL of collusion. Of course, they were trying to get that. They were trying to get that case thrown out, not to make it to the courts. And they were like, nah, fuck that. He has a case. You can go. Now, news came out today.
Breaking news.
Very breaking news. Nike just released their new promo, and on it is a picture of Kaepernick.
Not just Kaepernick, it's other people, but Kaepernick was the first one you
saw. A close-up of his face with his afro clearly in the background. And the caption reads, "Believe in something. Even if it means sacrificing everything, just do it." Damn. Which then goes back to what we were first on two things. One, shout out to Nike because that's the second week in a row. Because last week Serena Williams, they're going to bat for their athletes. Number two, when the fuck was Colin Kaepernick a part of Nike?
They say he's always been there.
So then I had to do some research.
Even I knew
Colin
that.
Kaepernick has been there since his rookie season.
Yeah,
they just didn't know how. No, he was a part of them because of the NFL. He signed a separate deal, but what happened was Nike didn't know how to utilize him at the time. So you never knew he had that deal. So when Adidas was coming out and saying, well, we would have signed him, I don't even think Adidas knew that he was signed. Which then leads to Now it all makes sense on how Kaepernick's affording these suits and affording all these things that he's been doing for people.
Secretly giving them that money.
Exactly. And what makes it all the more funny is Nike waited to do this until after they secured getting the extension with the NFL for 10 more years.
See,
that's a motherfucking finesse.
I knew that. Yeah. I thought you knew that. Even I knew that.
No, I didn't. I did not know he signed them
that's
because
crazy.
Everybody kept saying, "Well, if he signs with Adidas, you know, if they get a team."
Yeah.
Nobody. I didn't know he.
I thought the contract went out, but I didn't know that the contract was long like that.
That's comedy to me. That's so fucking.
I think y'all just need to sign him right now.
Like they just played the NFL and was like, "Yeah, we'll take your bag, and then we're gonna take a little percentage of that, and that's how we're gonna pay Kaepernick."
Yeah, just sign him already. Come back. Oh no, not to the Niners. Go to the Raiders.
What? I'll take Kaepernick.
Hey, we got Garoppolo.
No, that's cool.
We got Garoppolo.
Hey, still,
all it takes is one injury.
I was just gonna say that Kaepernick is still a better backup.
And remember, Khalil Mack's in the NFC now. I don't know if y'all play the Bears, but
we don't. But yeah, you can come to Santa Claus. Come back home. Come back home, Pat.
Yeah, so come back home. So you change your tune.
Yeah, as soon as he breaks it down like that, come back home.
Now we get into the NBA.
Come back home.
So the NBA, or to start off the week, they got rid of the sneaker restrictions. So if you remember, the sneakers had to match the colorway of the jerseys.
Right. And now they can wear
That's all out. They could do any color. And it was funny because everybody's like, yo, somebody better find PJ Tucker and make sure he's alive because he probably just passed out after hearing that.
He's like, oh my God.
If you've seen PJ Tucker and his sneakers, whenever there was one of those games where they were allowed to wear outside the colorway,
like Easter or something,
he had the most brightest of the fucking highlighter hued sneakers you could imagine. So now that he has 82 games to get away with this, yeah. Shouts out to him.
Give him his money.
The Rockets actually went ahead and they did what was thought to be the impossible.
They got rid of Birdman, huh?
No,
that's not Birdman. I keep saying Anderson. I keep thinking Birdman.
No. This is Ryan Anderson. So Ryan Anderson, of course, signed that big ass deal, and they couldn't get rid of it. Yeah, it was like what? It was. I think it was one of those 5-year $80 million, if not, wasn't it? Or close to $100 million.
I mean, it was close to that.
Yeah,
it was definitely close to that.
So he still had 2 years left, which would have paid him about $41 million. They actually found a team to help them get rid of the contract in the trade. So it's the Phoenix Suns. So the Rockets get Ryan Anderson, then they get guard DeAnthony Melton. And then the Rockets actually won out on this in addition to getting rid of that contract because they get Marquise Chris, who now you pair him up with what's the center's name? I'm drawing a blank. You know, Acapella. You pair him up with him, and then you get Brandon Knight as a backup.
Yeah,
they're back in business.
Fit.
Yeah. So when Martine and I were talking about, the Rockets kind of lost a step, we have a chance. The Rockets maybe kind of gained a little momentum because now you've added some defensive pieces around bringing Melo back into the fold. Definitely. So now,
for sure.
So now that's something to pay attention to. On the bright side, we also did the impossible.
What you guys did?
We were able to get Luol Deng's contract off the books.
The fuck out of here.
Yes! Yes!
Is that a Ganja Burns?
Actually, that is.
Yes.
Ganja burn,
because that's what I was doing.
Yes, that's a Ganja Burns.
Well, of course.
So Luol Deng still had another 2 years on his deal. See, all these deals came during that 2016 offseason, the same one where KD signed over. They just had all that money that they could spend, and that's what happened. So Luol Deng, they reached a buyout where they used the stretch provision. So the stretch provision is where you don't have to necessarily pay out all that money right away. Mm-hmm. It still goes against your cap, but it's a smaller fee. So I think they worked out something where over the next 5 or 6 years, they're paying Luol Deng his $5 million. So even though they're paying $5 million, it's still cleared up $12.5 million in cap space, which means we now officially have enough to when we go into the next offseason, we can use that contract because it opens up the second, the max contract slot. Yeah. You can either do that to cash out somebody else, or you have a hell of a lot more wiggle room to bring in another B-lister and maybe some lower list B-level guys to bring in. Either way, there's cap space.
Or a big name player.
Or
and I ain't gonna mention nobody.
Don't jinx it.
There's a big name player, or you do what we're most known for. You do the blockbuster trade.
Oh, yeah.
Because now you have the space to do it.
Yep.
So there's a lot of wiggle room for us to move forward next offseason, too. Which then brings us to
LeBron James. I need to still watch this shit.
This shit was dope.
I bet it was.
It was good.
I still need to watch it.
The Shop debuted on HBO. The first episode has his business partner and friend.
Fuck Jason Whitlock. Go on.
Yeah, fuck Kumlock. So it has his best friend and business partner, Maverick Carter. And then the guests on there is actually a nice wide range of guests. You had Jon Stewart, Snoop, Candace Parker, Odell, Draymond, Vince Staples, Jared Carmichael, and Michael Bennett. They were all there. It's a half an hour segment. It's going to be on every single week.
Only half an hour?
Yeah, but it's enough.
Yeah. It didn't. How Ballers.
It didn't feel like half an hour, so that was a good thing. Mm-hmm. Or they touched on a lot of good topics. So that was when they brought up the
father and I hate white people. I used to. Hate
white that people. And I remember a few weeks ago or episodes ago we were talking about how LeBron was saying that he wished he didn't name his son LeBron Jr.
Yeah, that came from that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then there was.
Don't spoil it. I'm gonna watch it.
No, I mean it's been out for a week now.
But it's not a spoiler until I see it. Word to J5.
But no, overall it's great. It's nice to see them in environment. I think a lot of white people are surprised that LeBron says "fucking nigga" the amount of times he says it. Mm-hmm. To me, I was just looking at it like, well, I pretty much figured that.
Let's not talk about Kunlok. Let's get into music. More music came out because I was me and Larissa were just blasting Kamikaze a lot. I knew there was a lot of music that came out. Did you listen to anything else, Larissa?
Absolutely not. Why would I?
See,
so that leaves me.
No. I listened to Lloyd though.
Okay,
Lloyd was cool. Even though True came out like 2 years ago.
That was the EP.
But the actual song.
So
True.
The song True. Yeah, that came out.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then he released True EP, and now this is True LP.
Yeah, I like.
And my only complaint with that is. The nigga was buck ass naked with a guitar.
Yeah, he
covering himself right in the middle of the woods.
That was up there.
You were like, I had to change the cover art.
So I grabbed the cover art for the True single, and I was like, "Yeah, that's what we gonna have to do."
See, that's up there. Like I said like when we saw that cover a few months back. Yeah, that's up there with Trey Songz's Ready cover. Like,
no, this was worse than that. No, a whole lot. The nigga was buck ass naked,
but it was far away.
That shit was bad.
But it was far away compared to Trey Songz, was like right in your face. Imagine you being a grown ass man listening to Ready and you see Trey Songz with his shirt off.
Okay, shirt off is one thing.
But ass,
I'm around niggas with shit
naked,
butt ass naked, bro. Like
in front of you.
You go to the blacktop niggas. It's shirts versus skins. Like that's nothing. Niggas buck ass naked, and the only thing that he had in front of him was a guitar. And
there was no acoustics played in that whole damn album at all. So I don't know why he had a guitar.
No, there was a lot of guitar being played on that album, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed the fuck out of this album.
It was really, it was pure R&B.
Yep. I've never had a problem with Lloyd albums, ever. Yeah. He's always stayed true to the R&B art. The Caramel single, like that's for sure. A good one. That's a joint. Heavenly Body with Rick Ross.
That was decent.
Currency and Wayne both had great features on here.
Oh, you gave Lil Wayne credit. Huh?
I give Wayne credit when he's featured more so than a single.
I have to remind people. When I say that.
But then he got a lot there. He was very personal on this album. That's what I appreciated. The track Lil Sis, which speaks on his sister that had passed on a while ago. He went back and he dedicated some great harmonies to her. And then closing it out with True itself. Like I went into it anticipating a good Lloyd project. I came out of it like, fuck, this might have changed around my order in R&B now.
That's why I tell you not to be ranking shit. You don't know what's going to come out.
It's not about ranking. It's just about setting everything up. So that way, when you get to the moment, you're not scrambling to get everything in place. You at least have a blueprint. This looks like it's going to shake up the whole arrangement that I have, which I don't have an issue with. I'm cool. If you can give me good product towards the end of the year, I'm always happy to do the work later. So shout out to Lloyd. Like I really appreciated the True.
Did you listen to Black Youngster?
I did. It does not sound like 223 at all.
It's more ratchet.
It's very mixtape Black Youngster.
Okay.
Yeah. But shout out to Black Youngster. He was living his best life. He was in a fucking IG video with like
strippers,
20 strippers around him, and they were playing. I forgot which song it was. I think it was the second track. I think it was Uh-Oh or Pull Up. But either way, he was playing that motherfucker and he was living his best life. So I'm not going to... What mid-something 20-year-old is going to get looked down upon for being around a bunch of ass in a hotel room?
Whore.
Bitch.
No, you got it. Bitch. Whore.
I'm fucking screaming right now.
Now, an album I've been waiting for, and everybody knows I was waiting for this album. Bun B, Return of the Trill. Now, apparently this is going to be Bun's last album, and
It's never no one's last album.
And how I pictured this album. Well, no,
Black album was supposed to be fucking Jay-Z.
He's up there in age.
How old is he now? 50?
I think he's close
up
there,
man. He's really up there.
Jay-Z about to be 50. He's getting close. I'm getting close.
This album is how I would picture an Uncle 40 album if he just went back to just doing one album at a time.
I thought there was a lot of features on it. I was gonna listen to this shit.
The features all were great. They didn't take away from Bun at all. He still shined.
Pimp C make an appearance or any Pimp C vocals?
Pimp C's vocals are all throughout, but he doesn't rap. There are a lot of talking vocals.
Oh.
So it helps fulfill.
And it's like all connected on some To Pimp a Butterfly shit?
Kind of. It's not
To Pimp a Butterfly, you get the concept.
Right. It's not a story. It's not a concept album, but everything connects.
Okay.
Recognized with T.I. and Big Crit. Of course, Crit was playing musical director. So.
We need more of that.
Yeah, you do.
Like artists being musical. Like if you trust, like Kendrick needs to direct another artist's album.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. Right other side.
Yeah, so Crit served as music director. So Crit's all throughout the album as well.
Oh, really?
And he kind of floated the way Kendrick did on Black Panther.
Oh, so he was doing background vocals and shit like that?
Of course, the hit single, Know What I'm Saying, with Slim Thug and Lil Kiki. That was a banger. But then you get Out of Season, which a lot of people they've been flocking to that one. My two personal favorite were Trap Hands and Blood on the Dash. Trap Hands took this gospel-like sound. And it pretty much, like, he was pretty much saying, just because you from the hood don't mean you got trap hands. And he brought none other than Yo Gotti and 2 Chainz to help deliver it. Blood on the Dash is something that a lot of people weren't going to be expecting. But it was dope because what he did was he took the story of somebody that would, quote unquote, fit the profile.
Yeah.
And he also had the same story from the police perspective.
Oh, but so it's cop shot again, just done better.
No, well, yeah, because he made the cop black.
Ooh.
And so he was saying that the cop, and I don't want to
spoil it. Yeah, I still need to listen.
It's a great ass storytelling song. Like
I'm a sucker for those.
And how he ends it is perfect because he leaves it up to interpretation.
Ooh.
There's no way it's not a definite ending. It's however you interpret it. That's how it ends.
Okay.
So that was well done. He had Run the Jewels and Lil Wayne gave another dope verse.
Is it one of those underrated albums, or is it going to be like?
Yeah, no, it's
up there with all the other shit.
It's one of those, like, you know, what's the term that they've been using for adult alternative? Contemporary hip hop. Yeah, it's one of those.
We need those in the Grammy community.
And then of course 8Ball and MJG showed up. So when I heard 8Ball pop up, I was like, dope. And then I was like, yo, please just tell me MJG's right next. And then as soon as he floated on, I was like, yes.
So this is like a real Southern album.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are your roots, so yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed this shit. So props out to Uncle Bun.
Hey, good man. That's what that was so crazy about when M dropped because I was thinking like, what are we gonna talk about? Like, what are we gonna talk about? What albums come out? I was like, Lloyd. I was like, man, whatever. And all of a sudden, I was like, well, maybe I'll listen to Bun B. But then all of a sudden,
no.
Yeah. Childish Gambino. He's still pushing his album that's gonna probably come out of nowhere. I think at this point, only heavyweights can do that shit now. Do albums that come out that drop out of nowhere. Yeah. So Childish Gambino dropped the animated visual for Feels Like Summer. You know who Feels Like Summer? You know who did the animation?
I know. It's the guy that has been doing all those other art pieces where you had
problematic
MLK and Malcolm X shooting dice with Obama in the background, and then remember that picture?
Nah. Like, oh my god, to me, bro.
Wasn't that one of
we might actually have to make that the cover for this.
No, I thought we made that one of the covers or something.
I don't know, but I'll go back and look. If it's not, that'll be the cover.
I already have an idea what the cover will be. But anyway, besides that, he did the visual for that, and in this it's just Gambino just listening on his headphones to the music, and in this neighborhood, he's going through a neighborhood, and in his neighborhood, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. In his neighborhood, there's a whole bunch of rappers and celebrities, black actors. I mean, it's a who's who from fucking Drake to Nicki Minaj, Travis Scott to Future. Was it Sierra on there?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Sierra,
Weeknd, Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
He even had a scene where Snoop, Dre, Diddy, Wiz, and Jay-Z were all doing like
a dance,
choreographed dancing in the background while Gucci Mane was laid out on the lawn.
Like Oprah was doing Lil Vert's fucking Lil Uzi's fucking hair with Kalani and Tiffany Haddish doing her hair. It was black. It was really black.
Very black.
And then in the end, I'm
very Atlanta-like.
But there was an end when it was showing all the symbolism, and one scene in particular showed Kanye West crying with a "Make America Great" hat, and I thought that was his mom, but it was Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
That was Michelle. I was like, oh, okay. And Childish Gambino said, I guess he needs a black woman's love for him to be better. I don't know. And then they showed that part with Outkast with their backs turned with each other. That was symbolism.
Yep.
And then
I know we have to wrap up here, but I just want to say that it is not black women's responsibility to heal a broken black man. Okay. Keep going.
And then there was that other part when I saw Whitney Houston, I got up and I'm like, you better show him. You better show him. And the last shot's Michael Jackson. I'm like, you motherfucking right. Speaking of Michael, yeah, Sony on some bitch ass niggas. So fuck Sony, as always.
They pretty much said that.
Fuck y'all.
Well, the judge said that Sony had clearance to do what they want with Michael vocals, whether they were his
or if it's fake.
Yeah.
So yeah, but make it quick. Pretty much, Sony has stopped doing that shit though. They've kind of limited the releases of unreleased quote unquote Michael vocals after Escape, which was Michael. They kind of stopped with that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Gambino, another good video. The album coming soon. When's he going on tour? Is he coming?
He's already on. I think he comes here. He's here at the end of the month.
Well, so he started.
I think tickets are still available too.
Yeah, hella tickets are available. So I might go to that soon.
Yeah.
All right, Black.
Now we're racing against time. So we are in the mentions mode. So let's try to get through this.
Let's just talk about little shit. Yeah. So 6 Black is gonna drop his album. He dropped the cover art for East Atlanta Love Letter, and the cover is hella black. He's with his baby in a hamper, and he's recording in the kitchen.
Yeah,
hella black.
Like home studio type bullshit. Like
I like that
we all do.
Yeah,
like,
I like that.
When I say we, I mean Bay Area folks. Like that's normal for us.
Yeah,
Cardi B as Coretta Scott King.
She did something in the video. I still gotta watch it.
I don't care. Lauryn Hill finally responded. Lauryn Hill, we should talk about this next week. But Lauryn Hill, when she get a whole fucking, I didn't read it all.
As soon as she released 100,000 fucking words, I was like, nah.
Nope. No.
And then I listened to the Joe Budden podcast, and when Roy said she didn't say shit like about what was brought up, except for the fact that she wrote it, which we weren't questioning. We were talking about producing. And at that point, I was like, nah.
No, she kind of did touch on every little aspect of everything. They just didn't read it. You know how they ain't gonna admit that. Cosby Show, Jeffrey Owens was spotted bagging groceries at Trader Joe's. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with bagging groceries, people, especially if you're an actor.
Hey, get your money.
Get your fucking money.
Get your fucking money.
And plus, he probably wanted to stay away from acting anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I were under fucking Bill Cosby.
Well, no, it's not about staying away. It's not about staying away from acting. That's the reality when you're not the headliner.
When you're not working,
you got to work multiple gigs. I know of a few actors that were doing Uber and Lyft down LA. Yeah, because they weren't the headliners, so they, ain't nothing wrong with that. Get your coin.
And speaking of people that needs coin, Kevin Spacey needs to look at going at Uber. I did not know this, but
that motherfucking Billionaire Boys Club.
I didn't even know that movie came out.
Dropped last month, and the opening day was $126, not $126 million. But $126, and opening weekend overall was $618.
But it made 1.5.
I got more than that in a week's worth of check.
It didn't make 1.5 million internationally.
But the budget was $15 million, so that's what we call a flop.
They got him the fuck up out of here.
Yeah,
they got him. Also, it's been 25 years. It was the 25th anniversary of Power Rangers. That's crazy.
That's wild.
We old as fuck.
That's wild.
Man, which one was your favorite? Not the action, but the actual genre of Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin, ZL, Turbo.
The one leading up to the first film.
Oh, of course.
So everything going up, and then the first film, and after the first film, I never watched anything Power Rangers related ever again.
Really?
I just like the originals. I had the glow in the dark pajamas.
Back when they used to make whatever your race and ethnicity.
That was Black Ranger black. Yeah, they made the Yellow Ranger Asian. They made the Italian Jason. I think he's Mexican maybe, but he was always making pizza. So I guess Italian people are red. Billy was always feeling blue, so he was blue. Who am I missing? It don't matter. Tommy was that nigga always. He's gonna fucking.
Kimberly was pink because she had that power pussy.
Have you seen what the Pink Ranger looks like now? Not the actress, but the recent Pink Ranger.
No,
she looked good. Oh yes, and I guess Nickelodeon is launching a streaming service.
I'm gonna watch that when you go to sleep tonight.
That didn't sound right. That hella didn't sound right. That hella didn't sound right. Yeah, so Nickelodeon launching a streaming service. I'm gonna watch that when you go to sleep tonight. Oh, I know exactly what the streaming service. I actually downloaded that streaming service. Nah, it's fake. I don't want to say fake news, but they do have certain shows on there. It's just the first season. And you gotta pay $9.99 for it. I thought it was free, but I was like,
pay for nothing.
Yeah, I could just watch that shit on YouTube.
Yeah, seriously.
But they had Kenan and Kel. I was like, oh, Kenan and Kel was just season 1. I'm like, what? I was trying to look for the secret world. I was trying to look for the secret world of Alex Mack. They didn't got that.
Just go on Hulu.
No.
What, on Hulu?
I remember Hulu had Power Rangers and they had
they always have that. No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the old school Nickelodeon shows.
Oh yeah,
living single. Anyways, all right.
Quavo's dropping a solo joint sometime this month.
Yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
I'd rather hear an Offset solo project.
Demi Lovato's drug dealer.
Literally, no one asked for Quavo's fucking solo project.
A lot of people actually kind of did. They thought he was the Michael.
I love him as a person, but are we really asking for Quavo solo music?
No.
Okay.
But apparently drug dealers can give interviews to TMZ if you're white.
Hell yeah.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
Demi Lovato's drug dealer was like, she knew the risks. She knew the costs.
And she knew that it was a tailored pill and this, that. Nigga, you are a fucking drug dealer. Why are you doing an interview?
The only thing I was waiting for was him to turn to the camera. And if you out there, if you know the risks and the costs and all that, you can hit me on Melrose from Tuesday to Saturday from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m.
You make him sound black. You white as hell, man.
Well, I'm just trying to paint the picture because if it was black...
We got to wrap it up, bro. Shit's about to die on us. Xbox leasing shit, couple raising $400 million. Anyway, other shit happened. We don't got time to talk. Rest in peace, Vanessa Masquerade from ER. She got killed by the cops.
Yeah, that sucks, especially because...
They
actually kind of were justified in having to do it. She was waving around a BB gun. They didn't know it was a BB gun and
shot her.
There was mental illness.
But we already gave
and that was mental illness related as well.
Yeah, we gave our social media shit and
this is still hang on. So
we got time today, cuz.
I thought you said
a little bit more time. This couple raised $400,000 for a homeless vet, but they won't give him the money.
That shit's so sad.
No. I'm gonna dead that right now. So
she did her Googles.
I did my Googles. So, homeless man gave his last $20 to a white woman. Her and her boyfriend were gonna set up this GoFundMe. Woohoo! Yeah, they're such good people. And then the homeless man had to pretty much sue them at the end of the day. Because they were like, no, we're not going to give you the money. You're spending it on drugs and whatever. So, homeless man won. White woman, her boyfriend, they were assholes. And, yeah, homeless man got his...
Give me my money. I ain't broke no more.
Yeah. And then, finally, this kid got bullied. But he refused to fight back because, quote, it's not the Jedi way, end quote. Let me tell you something right now. I know people appreciate Star Wars and that franchise. That shit is not fucking real. My child ever wants to come back with a fucking black eye,
you gonna get this.
It's gonna go from it's not the Jedi way to the motherfucking jujitsu way to the motherfucking crazy way. Because he gonna go back and whoop some ass. Point blank period.
It's the Sith way. It's the dark side. But sometimes you gotta go to the dark side to handle shit. Not no Jedi shit. Why do you think they got extinct?
But Mark Hamill came out and responded, and he was like, yo, I'm proud of you. I'm like, it's a fucking film. Get your ass out there and beat this motherfucker's ass.
That's why you got your ass. God. That's why you died. It disappeared.
Vanished. Just like this episode of the podcast.